whispers, listen close. I know you've never strayed from the fold, but that's how freedom begins. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Burn your bridges, make your choice. Fight your demons, raise your voice. They're only silent if we're making noise. So let the battle begin. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution.
They want to count me out.
Pick up, pick up, pick up! Come on, come on!
Eyes on the battle, not your screen, Commander.
I was thinking we could use some backup. Yes! Now, Ryan!
Steal your pride, Wolf. The fish girl is winning.
Woo!
He's mine.
Not bad, little leader.
Guessing you have a plan, Commander.
We win!
it's yours to keep. And the sun is high, shining in my eyes, moving west to lead us to paradise. All that's underneath, draw it out of me. I see visions of everything we always dream. When the morning comes, stars and sky above, will you be ready? When I'm out here in the weeds, got my sights set on this, got me at sea. Always looking for a sign. I see it all on the horizon line. I see it all on the horizon I see it all on the horizon Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment, no, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. I'll make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. Got you this time, you can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Got you this time, you can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead.
They want this the foot show! How excited are you to see this match live right now?
Hello. Welcome back to the final day of the Esports Community Club July Open. And I'm so excited to bring you the grand finals of this tournament. So, Kaka, this is where it all comes down to. We've had a great week of League of Legends, and we are left with just the two teams, Temple of Kings and Reign of Terror.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the best of five to commence today. Both these teams still undefeated. I mean, you could say TOK had a minor hiccup in the first game, but they finished it off in style. And yeah, we are in the grand finals now. 30,000 rupees to the winners. Couldn't be more excited for this series.
I mean, as you mentioned, they had a hiccup against AOK. They didn't have a clean game in the semi-finals in the first game as well. They had to take it to like 30 plus minutes. So let's just hope Temple of Kings brush up the game, because those sorts of small mistakes, they cannot afford to do that in the grand finals. And let's see if they are ready for this. And I'm really excited to tell you guys that it's just not me and Kaka today. We have a very special guest for all of you. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the name Bishi. So that's right, we have our very own, the OG League of Legends connoisseur from India, and Bishi will be joining us in this cast. And let's just have a look at his achievements and what he has done for the Indian scene. Kaka, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, look at the play time. The man has played this game for over a decade. Represented India in Asian Games, has been my teammates in international tournaments as well. A really great caster, an even better friend right now for sure. And yeah, I mean, just the dirtiest tank player you will ever see.
I was about to brush up onto that. Yeah, and you look at Bishi and you just remember his Cyan, you remember his Poppy, and the On and all of the other champions that he used to play, the Trundle. I'm just so excited to be with Bishi right now. So let's just bring him onto screen and let him
drum roll,
be a part of this. Let's go, Bishi!
Yo. Thank you so much for the introduction. Yes, the filthy tank top laner is back to the cast. But I'm very excited, guys. I think this is a long time coming, right? I think Kaka and Fireball, we guys have been playing League for so long. To finally have an official Riot supported League of Legends tournament, obviously backed up by the Esports Club, is so exciting. And I think the finals is going to be very exciting as well. I'm very happy to be a part of this cast. But yeah, man, I'm just going to have you guys continue on in terms of what next is there. But I am going to ask you guys a lot of questions. I think for the viewers also who are going to be tuning in, I'm sure a few of you are new to League of Legends. And what we will try to break down in the finals is a little bit more about the game, and also a little bit more about the Indian teams and players, because this is the start. We are going to continue growing for the next foreseeable future. So if you do like League of Legends, I think this is the time to get started. But yeah, Kaka, Fireball, guys, take it away. I think what's happening, who are our finalists? Let's get to know a bit more about these guys as well.
Yeah, I mean, how I wish I was still playing this game, because Riot is finally here, and then just to hear Bishi cast my games was always a bliss, especially when I was in the finals, which was almost all the time. But yeah, let's look at the brackets right now. Let's look at the brackets and see how we got here.
And like as Kaka had mentioned, all of the teams in the grand finals did not drop even a single games in the best of series. They had a dominant showing till this stage, so both of them will be really high on confidence. We see Temple of Kings taking down Altar of Kings, the spectacle, the show match of this tournament. Unfortunately, we had that in the quarterfinal stages itself, but they did come out on top 2-0, and we just remember the crazy backdoor call at like 40 minutes into the game to take down Altar of Kings when that Dead Corporal Vayne was going crazy. And after that, we did see Temple of Kings go against Yakuza Gaming yesterday, and they made quick work of them 2-0. Although Yakuza Gaming did give them some hard time in the first game, and we did see rock paper scissors on that top lane struggle a little bit. So, but he did bring it back on his Mordekaiser in the second game, so should not be focused on that all too much. And after that, they are in the grand finals.
Yeah, and speaking of Reign of Terror, I mean, we saw their game against NTO, and that was not close. That was not a close series at all. Venom still playing that Cho'Gath. Bishi's, I'm pretty sure he's well accustomed to Venom's Cho'Gath as well. FYI, he made a Triforce and Mana Immune on Cho'Gath, and I don't think you hear that very often.
We call him the Dalian of Gambit, right? Venom has always had the most wacky playstyles, and for some weird reason he always manages to stay relevant in games, whether he's playing what you can consider troll builds, right? So it's really happy to see a guy like that in the finals. And on the other side, Kaka, I mean, just can you tell me a little bit more about the top laner for TOK as well, right? Because he's
so TOK's top laner, I think it's his debut tournament. He has been a very up and down momentum kind of a player. I mean, yesterday, first game, he got solo killed like 5-6 times, and then comes back into the second game, deals the most damage. So that's the kind of, I mean, that's the graph that we are looking at. Like, he can be the MVP in one game and just run it down in the other one. So that's how it is. First game he was playing Irelia against the Ilawi and lost the trade at level 1 and then just kept on dying, and I was just wondering, what are you doing, man? So yeah, I mean, it's
could
a very...
potentially be nerves. I think it's his first debut tournament, like you said. But if he's a rising
For
talent,
sure.
it'll be fun. Because in the scene, we obviously have the likes of Dead Corporal. We also had Panda recently playing as well. A lot of amazing talent. It's always good to see fresh talent coming out right here as well. And this is the platform for him to actually, sort of clear any sort of doubts, right? If he has a stellar performance in the finals, no mistakes, just doesn't have a very off game, I think then he sort of can start cementing himself up as one of the better laners in the scene as well, right? So looking forward to his performance.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you
Yeah, and-
mentioned, he is on his debut tournament, so could just be the nerves. Maybe he's trying too hard to make an impact on the scene, but he did bring it back, and I had mentioned it before as well. If you are a player in a team such as Temple of Kings, you are a good player. I'm pretty sure Temple of Kings would have done their research before picking him up, and they have put this conference on him even after playing the initial few games. So they definitely see some, some good things in him, so that they decide to continue with him. So I'm pretty sure Rock Paper Scissors would be looking forward to prove all the haters wrong.
Yeah, but you can't be on that journey of proving yourself too hard, because then you are just putting some unnecessary pressure on yourself to perform, and when you don't do it, then you're just overthinking, and I don't think that's the way to go. But speaking of TOK and the matchups for today as well, I just want to talk about my former teammate Black Infinity. The man has been on a mission. He just does not have any bad games, does he? Every game he is relevant, he is carrying the weight of his team, and there's always a huge jungle gap, right? And Bishi has been his teammate as well. I think we played on the same team, and we know him, and that's just how he is. He does not succumb under the pressure, and he's always performing.
Right, and this is what I love about Temple of Kings, right? This is a team that has players who have represented India in the Asian Games as well, who have also played a lot of events in the past and have constantly, time and time again, felt the pressure of being at the top. And I think Infinity is definitely one of the star-studded junglers who's always had impact in games no matter what he's playing, right? This is what I absolutely love. And again, this is where I would say, yeah, the pressure is probably more on ROT, because this is like comfort zone. TOK in the finals is something they've been around for a while. But as we said that we are heading into draft right now, remember that on the blue side you have Reign of Terror, on the red side you have Temple of Kings. So first pick will end up going over to the blue side. Kaka, Fireball, I'm going to have you guys sort of lead this since you guys know what the champions are playing. But what kind of bans can we expect from both the teams? Are there any one tricks that particularly need to be banned from both the teams?
I mean, when you say one tricks, you definitely start looking at the top laner from the Reign of Terror in Venom. You already saw what Venom can do if he gets his Cho'Gath, and he absolutely destroyed his opposition in the semi-finals. So I'm sure that they would be taking that into consideration, considering that Rock Paper Scissors is having slight hiccups as well. But as we look at the bans, Reign of Terror, they take away the Karthus and the Rengar. They do not want Black Infinity running circles around them on those champions. We just know how much prowess Infinity possesses on those champions. So well, the Karthus, Rengar and Irelia being taken off the rift from the side of Reign of Terror, and answered by Temple of Kings in the Kled, as we see the mid laner from Reign of Terror being really good at Kled and taking away the Yasuo, and there you go, the Cho'Gath ban as well.
Yeah, and speaking of pick and bans, of course you can't ban out Infinity, but what you can do is just ban out the champions that you don't want him to play. I wouldn't give him the Rengar and Karthus personally as well, so I think those are two really great bans coming out from Reign of Terror. On the other side though, Kled and Yasuo for copy in the mid lane. He's known for these AD melee champions in the mid lane. We saw it in the semi-finals as well, playing that Kled being everywhere. And I think Cho'Gath is just a staple ban against Reign of Terror. Now, speaking of picks, Smolder first pick, I am not too sure how strong that is, because you can always pick up the Kai'Sa or Lucian or Ezreal or anything. I think there are better picks. But Seraphine for Baba. Again, Angel's Lotus is not playing the first game of the final, at least as far as I know. And so getting Baba onto something that he feels very comfortable playing, such as Seraphine, which he played impeccably last night. I think that's a great pick.
I mean, yeah, the Smolder pick interesting as well, but we did see Monster put out an amazing performance on that, along with his support Black Thief, who was just insane on his Blitzcrank, and we did see the Blitzcrank getting locked up again. So the Smolder Blitzcrank bot lane was going ham in the semi-finals. So they do get their comfort in the bottom lane, and the bottom lane from Temple of Kings being locked up as well. The Seraphine with the Nautilus, so heavy engages. So with the Seraphine, I feel Infinity will be back on some sort of carry jungler because of the extra added support layer from Seraphine. And we see the Yone being taken up by Reign of Terror. I'm assuming that will go into the mid lane, and another AD engaged type of mid laner staple from Copy, and Yone being answered by one of the most meta picks right now in the mid lane in the form of Corki on this Katrina bot.
Yeah, and Corki has been ever present since the World Finals, right? Back then you had the package, of course that's not there anymore, and Corki does not deal AP damage, but the true damage that has been introduced to his kit has just changed the champion for the better, I feel. And now again, you just can't get this champion out of the meta. We see it picked again right now, again even against AOK, I believe. Catbot had picked it up, was killing the Akshan under the second turret when the first one wasn't even taken, so I think that's a great pick for him. Yone has been a really strong AD mid as well, but what's important is when you pick these AD mids that you have both kinds of damages, right? So in the jungle you would be expecting some ability powered champion for Reign of Terror as well, and let's see what they pick.
I mean, there you go. Kindred being locked in by Black Infinity in the jungle for Temple of Kings. So, along with the Seraphine and the Nautilus, this Kindred is just gonna be dishing out so much DPS, and he'll be looking to get to his 4 marks as soon as possible, and then just try to just farm the champions from Reign of Terror. Let's see how they respond to that pick. Like you mentioned, they're lacking some ability power, and they do opt for the Mordekaiser to fill in that hole of ability power. And let's see how they round off their team comp with the last pick. I think they are missing the jungler, so they're keeping the jungle pick at the end. And I would assume another AP sort of jungler as well, but they do go for the Hecarim, so the Zoomies come around on the Rift once again, and let's see how well that comes off for them.
Yeah, and I like the Kindred pick as well against the Yone, which is such an all-in champion. Reign of Terror do balance their damage output out by picking up the Mordekaiser in the top lane, which is of course an AP champion. Same for the side of Temple of Kings. Seraphine is going to give the magic damage that they need, and Olaf counter pick against Mordekaiser. Let's see how this works, because we have been seeing rock paper and scissors getting all these great matchups. I don't think he blind picks ever, so let's see how that matchup goes in the top lane. Expect a lot of fighting, as we have seen in the last 2 games as well that TOK played, that all the action does end up happening in the top lane. Yeah, and I think I'm very interested to see the Kindred. If she gets those 4-5 marks early on, I think that's going to be essentially game over for Reign of Terror because of all the range that Kindred can provide.
I mean, Rock Paper Scissors did play his Olaf in the semi-finals as well, and we did see him do pretty well, and it is one of the comfort champions. So Bishi, how are you feeling about this draft right now?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, like, I think the Olaf works into the Mordekaiser because his Ragnarok can completely burst through Mordekaiser's ultimate. But I'm curious about just the overall late game, right? As we head into the mid to late game, like I want to ask you guys, Kaka, this is for you, right? Like, which comp do you think ends up scaling well as we head later into the game? Because it does feel as if both the comps have some late game champions, but what are your thoughts? Like, you know, if this game ends up going even for whatever reason in the middle, and then it goes beyond 30 minutes, like, which comp do you see having the right sort of late game power to sort of carry them to victory?
Yeah, I think when you speak about scaling, you're looking at the champions that are going to carry the game, right? So Kindred, of course, has endless stacking. She can keep stacking those marks and can scale essentially forever. For Corki, you get those crit items in, and Seraphine to boost you up. I think the side of Temple of Kings do scale much better. But again, same thing for Reign of Terror. Smolder is a stacking champion. He stacks his passive, keeps on getting it, gets stronger and stronger. So it really comes down to how far these two champions or three champions can fight each other off, right? And I think Seraphine with Kindred can provide much more to the team fight than Smolder can.
Fireball, what do you think about like the champions to watch right now? Because we have two very iconic teams who've sort of pummeled their way onto the finals, right? And now that you're seeing these players on there, some of them are on their signature champions. Like, if I had to ask you, like, who are you gonna watch out for in Reign of Terror? Which is the person to watch out for in Temple of Kings? Like, who would you name?
I mean, most of the times we do see that people tend to focus on these carry champions. People want to see the mid laner, the jungler, the AD carries doing out so much damage. But what goes under the radar are the support picks. But I feel in this game we did see Black Thief almost solo carry the entire bot side for Reign of Terror on his Blitzcrank the last time he picked that up, and we do see Kratos again and again, time after time, just bringing on crazy engages, roaming around the entire map with Black Infinity, getting control all over the Rift. So I feel, for me at least, the players to watch out right now are Kratos and Black Thief on those Nautilus and Blitzcrank, and they are on their comfort picks as well. And so I believe that the support lane is the lane to watch. It has just so much agency all over the map as well. So people, as I mentioned, tend to forget that support is probably the strongest role that you can bring out if it is played well. So I'm looking out for the supports.
Yeah, and I just to touch on that, Bishi, sorry to interrupt. These two have been performing really well. I think Kratos has been a man on a mission this whole tournament. Him and Black Infinity in the duration of the tournament have developed such a great chemistry and synergy with each other that wherever you see one, the other just pops up in the next 2-3 seconds. So Kratos has been really excellent, and Black Thief had a standout game on the Blitzcrank in the semi-finals. That's Fireball and I remember watching, where his hooks seemed point click instead of skill shots. So these two are definite. That's the matchup to watch for me as well. Even though we have such a stacked finals where people like Black Infinity, Potato Monster, Catbot, you name it, all these grandmasters and challengers on the Rift, but support is my matchup to watch for this final. Sorry,
I completely agree. And they're playing these champions that are such high impact. Right? One right blitz hook in the late game, carrying the champion, can completely change the game, right? And there you have it, guys. This is the TEC Community Cup League of Legends finals powered by Zotac Gaming. We have two extremely strong teams entering into the finals. We are starting with game one really soon. I'm quite excited to sort of cast this match with you guys as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what Venom pulls out as well with his Mordekaiser as well. So it's going to be really fun to watch at every lane. I do have a feeling that, you know, with Temple of Kings just having the synergy, at least with Catbot and Black Infinity, the macro gameplay might be something that we have to look out for. But the exciting part is, guys, this is a Nautilus, this is a Blitzcrank. You have to expect one of these teams to sort of go for an engage. And Fireball, I think we might be seeing that coming out from Temple of Kings.
I mean, yeah, Temple of Kings in the semifinals, we did see that they were not very keen on invading level 1. They were playing the default guard the lane entrances. But now they do see there's a Blitzcrank in the opposite side, so they are probably expecting some sort of level 1 shenanigans. So they group up in the bot side jungle as well to counter all of that. But it just looks like Reign of Terror is not having any funny ideas. They don't want to coin flip the lanes by a level 1 fight, because it makes sense, right? Because if you have a Blitzcrank, but I feel level 1 Nautilus is just so much more better than a Blitzcrank as well. So they do not want to, you know, give away the game or have some sort of coin flip early on.
Yeah, it seems as if they were waiting for a counter gang, which never happened. But Kaka, what do you guys think about the early game, right? Like, just in terms of a 2v2 lane, like, how does the Seraphine Nautilus pair into the Smolder Blitzcrank in the early game? I have to feel as though Seraphine might have the advantage.
I think you just scale. I think it really depends on how these supports want to play the game rather than the ADCs or the carries in this case. And you could just see a lane where the Blitzcrank and Nautilus are just permanently roaming, and Smolder and Seraphine are just looking at each other, throwing skill shots maybe, and just scaling up. So early fights in the bottom, I always think Nautilus is just way too strong of a champion to be left open, especially for someone like Kratos, who is known now to roam around, to play these tanky, beefy, engage kind of champion, then
Yeah,
they
hit
do
the level
put
2
level 2
first,
first.
and a beautiful hook right there. Beautiful hook coming out. Potato Monster will have to flash away. Takes of Igniter there, but he will survive. And like you said, beautiful play coming out from Gracias and Kratos. I think they
I mean,
really
this
capitalized on level 2 advantage and
Kratos
got
guy
themselves
is
a flash
just
as
too
well.
good. He knows
Yeah.
when they will hit level 2 and just goes in with the instant engage. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, we do see as well Akshay just abusing the range over the Yone so much, already taking down Yone dangerously low, making it hard for him to farm under his turret as well. So after all of that, we do see Potato Monster burning his flash, trading the ignite with the support, which is always worth for Temple of Kings. But Yone having a hard time under this turret.
Kaka, I
Yeah,
have to ask you, right?
and
Like
yeah,
bot lane and
yes.
mid lane just completely getting dominated. What are your thoughts on this early game?
I mean, when these two teams face off again in any finals, when you have such close matchups, even the champions, it comes down to the minute
Oh, I
details.
might have
And
to cut you there.
just-
Olaf is looking
yes.
for his first solo kill. Letting he catches Ezreal on the board, gets the first blood. Whoa, beautiful pickup right there.
Yeah, I mean, just leave the blue buff there, right? Why would you try to get the blue buff and give it to Olaf and first the double buffs on Olaf? I think top lane is going to be hell.
Yeah,
For
Toxic
Venom
Venom
right now.
is question mark pinging his jungler rider, I'm pretty sure in his mind. Great play there by Rock Paper Scissors, realizing that he is very strong compared to the Hecarim and he can just walk inside the jungle. And considering that the Yone was pushed in so much as well and did not have HP, it was relatively safe for Rock Paper Scissors to go inside his jungle and he gets rewarded with the first blood.
Yeah, and they're going to go again for a gang. This is at least a flash from Venom right here. There we go. And the Mordekaiser blows his flash as well. The bottom lane ADC's flashes. The top lane ADC, top lane Mordekaiser's flashes as well. This is looking like a very good start for TOK. And like you said, just the presence of mind to go ahead. And Ezreal right there making a very critical mistake, not only giving up his buff, but also giving up the first blood to Temple of Kings, right? Double makes the life of the Mordekaiser that much harder, right? And again, this is not looking good for now. I know this is still early games and a lot is meant to be played, but Temple of Kings have started very, very strongly in this game 1 of the finals.
Yeah, and again, respect shown by Venom in the top lane. I think that's the play. You just flash out. You don't lose your HP. You just stay around, get those minions experience and everything, and just stay healthy. Talking about the mid lane, I actually don't like that Yone started with the Doran's Blade instead of the shield. You know, you're playing against a ranged champion who is trying to pull you out of the lane. So I think that's kind of disrespectful, and you can see in the CS difference and experience difference as well. 13 CS different. The Corki has the wave coming into him, has the TP as well, so he's going to burn that, get into the lane with the tier, with the boot, whatever he wants, and just has a very comfortable laning phase right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're gonna have a quick look at the first blood while we are heading into a pause right here. This is where what happens. Like Rock Paper Scissors just identifies he has a ward on the blue buff. He sees a Hecarim, he sees a little tiny pony. He's like, you know what, my Olaf is a lot stronger, and just completely annihilates. I don't even think Ezreal realized that he was not going to win that. He did not choose to back up and makes a critical mistake right there. We are back into the game, however, and again, just the momentum swing in the favor of Temple of Kings. I think Kindred as well is happily farming out his early game. We are also seeing a huge CS lead already developing in the mid lane, where we have around 10 plus CS coming out for the Corki.
I mean, yeah, 5 minutes into the game, we do see 800 to 900 gold lead for Temple of Kings. CS leads all around for the red side. So Temple of Kings definitely making up a good base early game for things to come later on. And let's see, I think the first sort of action would be around this dragon. And Kindred has already started that up, but the Hecarim is on the opposite side. It doesn't look like Reign of Terror is really looking to counter that or contest that. So this first dragon should be going towards the side of Temple of Kings.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see just the push power, right? The Corki constantly pushing against the Yone, the Seraphine and Nautilus having such priority. It is just a free dragon coming out for Black Infinity right here, and he does get the first dragon of the game right well. I do want to just applaud Venom right here. He realizes he's in a very bad deficit and he's doing whatever he can just to make sure that he's not dying in this lane. But honestly, with the wave stacking against him, never mind. Olaf just chooses to push the wave. Does he want to go in?
I mean, Olaf is level 6 right now, so
yeah,
it could
but
be good.
It's not gonna have enough damage. Honestly, I think that was just a
chunk of
trade.
HP. I mean, he does get some sort of
Yeah,
HP
there's
advantage,
another
but the
from
hook
Nautilus.
connects.
Yeah, it's not going to do much. Smolder is trying to return some damage onto the Seraphine right there. Does not do a lot. So trades going here and there. I do feel as if Mordekaiser is happy if Olaf just pushes away, because it allows him to get to level 6 as well. So in that state, it's there. But obviously, you do see the little void drop being taken over by the Hecarim, and this is going to be the opportunity right here. Hecarim goes in, Ragnarok being used. This is the opportunity to get the kill back, and they will try. Mordekaiser is there as well, but no, very very close he was to get the kill onto the Venom, but that's where Mordekaiser gets a kill for himself. Just a little overextended, mind you. He realized that, oh, it's another hook by Black Thief right in the nick of it. A beautiful look. Flash has to be blown by the Seraphine, and they run away. And just in a matter of a minute, you do see the little bit of a comeback coming from the blue side. And they got a kill in the top lane. They got the flash from the bottom lane as well.
So,
Yeah, and these are the sort of plays where I expect rock paper scissors to do better, because just holding to that thought.
Africa, yeah, just gets another hook at this point. Ends up losing his life in the process. Potato Monster doing what he can, but a beautiful Flam's Despite coming out from Black Infinity right there. Make sure he survives. That's actually a well-played gank. Blitz got the hook, Kaka, but the kills ended up going to Temple of Kings.
Yeah.
just
And
perfect
that's-
dive coming on right there. Kindred
Yeah.
starting to take the turret aggro because she will have that ultimate to not dive from the turret, and they get 2 kills of that dive without losing anything. So Black Infinity already on his way with his double kill, and he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, and that's his jungling 101 right there.
Yeah, that's another
Top
thing.
lane again.
Mordekaiser ends up using his ultimate. He does not have his Ragnarok, so he is in the realm, but he's trying to run away. He has his Ghost, mind you. That's a very good pull coming out right here, but he will survive. And there we go. Helcom has to use his ultimate right there, gets another kill. That's 2 for 0 right here. Rock, paper, scissors. Just going like Fireball. Like, do you feel like he's extending a lot for someone who does not have his ultimate right here? It felt as if he just walked into that trap right here and just dies. I mean, he has a good lead for himself, but he's sort of throwing it away with those kills.
I mean, this is what we have been seeing with Rock Paper Scissors all throughout the tournament. He makes good plays like the level 1 invade to get first blood as well. So he got a lead for himself, but somehow he managed to keep fighting. He's very trigger happy. He does not respect the fight timers all that much, and he ends up finding himself taking some sort of not very essential fights, and most of the time ends up paying for it, like we do see right here.
Yeah, and you can see Nautilus doing what Kaka said he would, just rotating and trying to get picks off. You can see the goal difference, mind you guys. There is a significant gap growing in the mid lane. The fact that Mordekaiser has 2 kills but is still even on farm does say that Olaf is actually not doing that bad when it comes to just having an advantage. But the Mordekaiser getting fed is also not something you'd want. Like, he can just get into the Seraphine as well and just use his ultimate to get here. But here now you can see Rockfish is finally having a good trade against the Mordekaiser. Can almost get him, but mind you, he has to back. Now the advantage, Kaka, is that Mordekaiser has teleport, so you can just come back to Lin and pretend if nothing happened. But what do you see happening right now? Because now even Kindred has taken the Void Grubs. What next?
Yeah,
In this game?
honestly, I think this is just an experience diff in the top lane. And when I say experience diff, Venom blew his flash, did not overextend for a second. Meanwhile, Rock, Paper, and Scissors knows his jungler is trying to gank the bot side and dive them. You just have to be safe there. You just don't have to die, and it's a profitable trade for your team. And that we saw that happen twice already. Black Infinity spending his time in the bot lane, getting the double kill as well, and that was a perfect dive, by the way. And had it not been again in the top lane, you just saw Venom blew his flash.
The hook
Does
coming
not
out from
risk it.
Smolder right here. They get the kill. They get the hook onto the Seraphine as well. Smolder is using his
Beautiful
ult as
Seraphine
well.
ultimate.
Yeah, just was so close. Like, I love how the fact the Hex Slash was used by Black Thief right there ends up getting the very surprise hook onto the Seraphine right there, followed up by the Smolder ult. So there are plays coming out, guys, from Reign of Terror as well. The bot lane, after the hiccups and a little unfortunate ganks coming in from the Kindred, are still trying to keep that lane relevant as well, and unfortunately did not get any kills for their efforts, but definitely have made this game a bit more interesting, as the gold is still not so far ahead for the side of Temple of Kings right there. And I mean, I'm just looking forward to when the next dragon spawns. I mean, with the fact that Smolder ult, Seraphine ult is gone, Fireball, do you foresee any fights or any contest happening for the second dragon, or do you think Kindred will just take it and happily just stack up his dragons?
I mean, if we have a quick look at the items in the mid lane, we do see just the 2 daggers for the Yone. Meanwhile, there's a completed plated steel caps and the phage for the Corki. So there's a big difference in the damage coming out in the mid lane. So
Kratos is here, he gets the hook onto the Hecarim right here. Sorry to Sophie, that's gonna be a kill. Asian is trying to use his ultimate and will look to run away and will he survive? Yes, he will. Here comes
the hook.
the ultimate. Smolto ends up getting caught, has to flash away. He can't run away. Another hook! Hook onto hook is coming out from both these supports right here. But this is Temple of Kings actually capitalizing and getting a kill onto Smolder. And there we go, get the second dragon for themselves as well.
I mean, how
And
good
on
is
the
this
top
Kratos
side,
guy?
again the Mordekaiser versus Olaf Ragnarok. Use does not matter when you enter the realm of Mordekaiser, you will die. And that's it, 3 kills coming out right here. And rock, paper, scissors now is looking to be in a hard mode. And suddenly, my lord, Reign of Terror have just gotten themselves another flash on the mid lane. And yes, they have lost the dragon, but the game is still on. You know, plays are still being made, Kaka. You know, it's like both the teams look like they are fighting neck to neck when it comes to these objectives and these kill trades.
Yeah, and as we spoke earlier, I mean, you can see it in the replay as well. Kratos and Infinity camping that brush, again holding hands whenever there is nothing to be done in the lanes, and get a kill onto Potato Monster, get the dragon. But in the top lane, again, I mean, we keep talking about this. You don't have to fight the Mordekaiser. Realize that you are not ahead anymore. You got the first blood, got the double buffs, and you lost it all. Just stay behind and farm. Just let the others carry. And that's what I don't like to see personally. From Rock, Paper, and Scissors, the lack of respect against the laner. And he pays for it with the ultimate prize, that is solo kill.
Yeah, and you can see another gank might happen. Potato Monster
Ooh,
does
great
not
hook
have
land.
his flash behind you. Black Thief is trying his level best, but the ultimate from Seraphine lands. They are trying to get the kill onto Black Infinity. Infinity smartly backs away. So does Potato Monster, but Seraphine's scope
The
is
hook
there.
connects on
and
Blitz
the hook
as well.
connects again. These games, like Fireballs, it's gonna be a game over. Then he gets
Oh,
another hook. He
gracias.
gets a kill. Oh, that's such an amazing outplay, but then again the Nautilus will say, I will salvage that death for Gracias and gets a kill for himself. But we are honestly seeing a masterclass in hooking in this game, because both the Blitzcrank and the Nautilus have been on point with their hooks. It's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day, but
And
kudos to both
blowing
Kratos
2
and Black
flashes
Thief.
as well on Temple
Yeah,
of Kings.
this-
Black Infinity and Kratos both had to flash to get the kill on the Blitzcrank, so not gonna be very happy about that. In the mid lane, we see another sort of engage onto the Yone.
This might be in trouble for the Yone. Yone ends up deciding to use his flash and ultimate to get a kill onto Kratos. He does have one more HP to go. The bot survives the smite on the
Smites
face.
him away.
Alright, there we go. That could be a segue into the Rift Herald, it seems, Kaka. What do you think of that play coming out from Copy right there?
I mean, Copy has been performing well on the Yone so far. Kratos does overextend a bit. He was half HP, decides to go in, but Corki does not have the damage or the flash to follow up on the engage. And these two supports are making me look like I'm the greatest analyst ever, because they both are playing so well. All the hooks have been connecting, and even the outplay in the bot lane by Black Thief, that was pretty commendable as well, making the best out of a bad situation.
I am loving this game, guys. I have to say, like, you know, we really want or love when games are close knit, and you can see right here, right, both the teams, it's like, you know, yes, Temple of Kings has 2 dragons, but the Rift Herald is on Reign of Terror. Both the teams have these star-studded supports, like really playmaking for their teams as well, and this is what I would love to see, like a finals that is worthy of a final at this point. Now, this game is close. Hopefully, once we enter the mid to late game, we'll see some more outplays coming out from both the teams. But I am enjoying this game so far as we head into what we call the mid game. Do note that this tournament is powered by Zotac Gaming, guys. Experience effortless 1440p gaming with the GeForce RTX 4070. As we say that, you know, I have to applaud Venom. You know, Venom, I know him as a guy who used to play very recklessly in the past, but the fact that he has been so on point with not getting ganked, just playing smart, I think definitely a lot of kudos to him as a player. He definitely has evolved into a more well-rounded top player, because you just see him play so well this game.
I mean, going
that's
into
the-
15 minutes of this game, looking at the goal leads, just looking at the game state right now, we do see Venom massively ahead compared to Rock, Paper, Scissors. Even though Rock, Paper, Scissors started his lane with the double buffs and the first blood, was not able to convert that into a massive advantage or even stay on par, but he ends up going behind and talking about overall team
Yone
goal,
goes
but in
in
the
yet again.
mid lane.
He's all in. He will get the kill.
Oi.
Oh, he does not. He
No,
does not.
that's
Oh
so
my god,
close,
that
that's
was just
so close.
one. That was just one more auto attack away. We have to talk
Yeah, and-
about.
yeah.
Howard.
I just wanted to touch on the Venom point as well. That's he's showing the difference between a pro player and a solo queue player right now. But fight in the
That's
bot
so
lane.
true. Yeah, fight in the bot lane, 3-man Seraphine ult, followed by a beautiful amount of poke. This is a fight that Temple of Kings are trying to win. Black Infinity does have his damage spit, ends up using his pivotal point. Hikarim, can he use his Q to heal up? Yes, he can. Another hook lands. Will they get a kill? My lord, Black Infinity, you tried your best, but Black Thief on these hooks is popular. At the end of the day, it's still a 2 for 3, mind you. Because the mid laner
Yone?
also ends up dying, and here comes Mordekaiser trying to salvage a bit more about their fight. He is diving not only under tower, taking a lot of HP, gets the kill back for his team. That teleport coming out huge because that sort of makes the bot trade a little bit even, mind you. And again, fights after fights, man. The Indian League of Legends meta is all about I see you, I kill you at this point. But no first tower's gone yet, Kaka. I mean, what do you think? Do you think Olaf is now going to get ahead because now he has the entire tower for himself in the top lane?
Are you actually ahead if the enemy top laner is the more scaling champion and is on in the lead as well? So that's the question you have to ask. He does. Who's TPing in the top lane? Okay, Yone TP's the top lane, but I think he might die.
I think he might die. He does not have his ultimate, mind you, but he does have a lot of base damage right here. Flash coming out.
Oh,
Yone ends
dodges
up
away the
oh,
ultimate.
This could be the death of the Olaf. Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, you know how strong Olaf can get when he's low on HP with all of his attack speed
Yeah.
and lifesteal. But a lot of abilities missing there from both of the champions, but at the end of the day, the Olaf comes out on top, so Rock
Yeah,
Paper
but
Scissors will
we
be
will
feeling
see
happy
another
about that.
fight happening in the bot lane. Teleport coming from the Corki as well. It will not stop Temple of Kings for getting it. And now Black Infinity is caught between a rock and a hard place. The hooks are gonna come. The ADC is gonna hit. Seraphine is gonna poke, and there we go. Akshat gets another kill for himself. And now Temple of Kings slowly but steadily are getting themselves a dragon stack, man. You guys remember, at 4 dragons, you get the dragon soul. The infernal soul is what is up for grabs this game, which gives you a lot of damage once you do get it, right? So just in terms of scaling, it just sort of helps him scale a bit more as we head to the mid to the late game right here. And again, slowly, Kaka, I feel like as well as the Mordekaiser is performing, as well as Copy is trying to outplay, it feels as if Temple of Kings might slowly be running away from this game.
Yeah, and it's the exact replica of what's happening in the top lane and the mid lane as well. Akshaj has been playing that scaling champion. As I say, I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, he is going to die, but not before he gets a
right
kill
there.
for himself. Infinity will get one more auto attack. Oh, does not manage to kill Ezreal. So it's a 1-for-1. Both mid laners ended up sacrificing themselves, but do note that the shutdown of the Corki ends up going to on the Hecarim right here, which does sort of propel him 700 gold ahead of the Kindred right here. And if you just look at gold deficits, guys, there is a massive deficit in the mid lane with the Corki 1700 gold ahead, as
And the
well
bot
as
lane.
the Seraphine, who is also
Exactly.
another 1700 gold ahead, right? So the pure main carries of Temple of Kings are finding themselves up with huge leads. Yes, the Corki, will end up doing a lot of damage right here, but it's looking a little bit difficult right here for Reign of Terror. I think they need to have a fight where it is the hook from the Blitz kind of starts the game. Usually what's happening here is Temple of Kings are the one who are initiating in the right space at the right time. But again, what a close finals we have on our hands. Like, you do feel as if this could still go neck and neck. One right hook from Black Thief on the right carry could change things around. But Fireball, you gotta talk to me about this Smolder, man. Like, he is struggling this game.
I mean, yeah, Smolder as a champion, definitely not very feisty in the early stages of the game. You want him to get those stacks up, get to the true damage, or at least to that 125 stacks where he gets a lot of AoE. But even after that, I think Smolder tends to struggle earlier on, so this is pretty standard. But going 0-4 definitely does not help his case. Purple Monster was doing really well on that Smolder in the semi-finals, but today is not that case. Forced to go to the plated steel caps route, still on just one item compared to 2 completed items of the Seraphine. Well, you can say 2.5 at least, considering Archangel stuff will transform. So let's just hope for this Smolder's sake the game goes on a little longer. He gets his stacks completed and really starts making a significant impact later on.
Yeah, I think the,
Yeah,
the
and
main.
uh,
Oh, what?
I just want to speak a bit on the Smolder as well. I am not a big fan of Smolder, let alone picking it first in such a game where you know there are going to be fights, and the enemy team might not let you scale as comfortably as would want, right? And that's been the story for Smolder so far. This game, only the 2 assists to his name. And even in the mid lane, so talking about the mid laner and the bot laner, both the carries essentially 0-7 versus 5-2. Make that 0-8.
Yeah, if Copy's trying to run away, he will survive through the breath. Ignite is there, the last tick will there. Oh,
Make
it's a
that 0-8.
flash from Infinity. Gets the kill onto the Yone as well.
Gets the
Yone is
stack
trying to
as
make
well.
plays, but it's not working out for them right. And this is where I think the red side buff entirely will get taken over. The entire red side quadrant of Reign of Terror now belongs to Temple of Kings right here. And the hook does land, but that's an interesting mechanic. I think Nautilus landed his hook as well, so it sort of had a double hook interaction. Never seen that before. Quite interesting. Here comes Mordekaiser, however. There comes Hecarim as well. They are used to use their ultimate. Infinite does have his lamb respect, mind you. Ends up using the right time. The hook does happen, but he stays inside. Everyone's inside the death zone. But the shutdown comes again, 1-for-1. But I think that's another kill going over to the Mordekaiser ends up going down as well. This is a huge fight coming in. Here comes teleport. Yone does have his ultimate. Wants to get on it. Can he do something? He's trying to see if he can flash in. He ends up going in, and can he get some kills onto the Seraphine? He's trying his level best. He does not. Unfortunate that it was a 3-for-2 in favor of Temple of Kings, and this means Olaf is just
Meanwhile,
playing
rock,
split
paper,
push
scissors
Olaf.
just
Yeah.
knocking
This
down
gets
the
so easy,
base
yeah.
of Reign of Terror. So a very heated exchange going on there near the red buff, and Akshay finds well tickles with his pants down in the bottom lane, and so that will essentially be a 4-for-2 in favor of Temple of Kings, and the Olaf getting the
And I think
tier
Smolder's
3
gonna die
turret as
because
well.
Smolder- oh my
Potato
lord.
Monster getting really close to the Olaf right there, and this Smolder is not having a fun
Yeah,
time.
this game just went from being close to just being a bit GG right here. I think just the fact that these kills were given away right before the Soul Dragon is about to spawn is not good, Kaka. What do you think happened? What do you think this crumble has happened? Is it a lack of experience?
I think if we
is it tailed?
had a-
What is it?
Yeah, I think if we get a replay of that fight, I think that was a very close fight. If Black Thief's hook is just outside like 2-3 inches, then Infinity just dies instantly,
I mean,
right?
Holding that thought, they do secure the Infernal Soul as well. So in the mid lane, we do see Potato Monster just trying to go for some sort of
Yeah, I
CS,
mean,
trying to get his stacks up and just
That
gets
is
run
one
down.
side that I think we have all been there when the Olaf just presses his ghost and runs onto you as an ADC, and you can't do much. You can't kill the Olaf 1v1. So I think that's just unfortunate for Potato Monster that he finds himself in the mid lane against the ghosted up Olaf.
I mean, whenever that happens to me, I just give up. I'll just leave my mouse and keyboard.
They're
It's
trying to
like,
get
just
the
put me
kill
out
onto
of
the
my misery.
Hecarim, and a full combo gets thrown onto his face with the Nautilus ultimate, with the Seraphine ultimate as well. Meanwhile, on the bot side, they are trying to do what they can, but the damage on this Corki, who is, mind you, 3 completed items, completely annihilates Copy, and Copy also goes down. Honestly, with all the plays the Yone is making, a lot of them have not worked out for him at all, and this potentially is barren for Temple of Kings, who were neck and neck in the early game, but now are in a massive lead. That's a 10,000, nearly a 9,000 gold lead rather, coming out right here. And I think, Kaka, this is the beginning of the end.
Yeah,
for
I
Intero.
think this is game, set, and match for TOK in the first one. Infernal Soul on Corki, on Seraphine, who are just going to poke you from distance, and the Baron buff as well. I think I don't see a way for ROT anymore, at least in game 1. And their draft left a lot to be desired, I'm not gonna lie. And I think we can just look at it, what unfolded before our eyes in this one.
Yeah, I do feel as if the Smolder pick definitely has not worked out for them. And even the Yone pick, for that matter, was good. It made some plays, but I think honestly the carries of Reign of Terror, the mid and the ADC, right? I think they need to sort of go back to the drawing board in terms of game to figure out what
Especially
went wrong.
mid, Bishi. Especially mid. If we look at the gold difference, and you will see what I'm talking about. Just have a look.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a 4,000 gold difference. You can buy an Infinity.
That's more
Edge
than
and a
4,000.
Blue
That's
Buff.
almost 5,000 gold lead.
Yeah, so,
well
and the
taken.
fact that the 1v1 is still happening, he's still trying to 1v1 the Corki, who's 1.5 items ahead of him. I think just tells you that it's not going to work. But I also have to commend Kratos right here. I remember that level 2 where they ended up blowing the Smolder's flash. I think that sort of set the pace for the bot game. Right? They really got ahead at that time. Meanwhile, Black Thief rather gets hooked by the Nautilus, but has to run away at this point. Here comes Smolder with the ultimate, and here comes Hecarim. They have gone all in, but a beautiful Lamb's Spit saves all of them at that point, and they threw the Hail Mary. The Seraphine gets double kill, and now Yone is caught between the Nautilus and the Corki, who will just auto attack him.
That was just so beautifully played. It was looking bad for Temple of Kings for a second, but Gracias just comes in with a clutch ultimate, saving the day, and they end up going 4-4-0, and that just allows Rock Paper Scissors to start hammering away at these Nexus turrets, and it just looks like this is gonna be game 1.
This is going to be game, guys.
And this has not been close. Although we have a dragon on the rift, unlike House of the Dragon, the blacks fought each other, and Black Infinity won this one.
Yeah, I mean, this
Please
game
don't
gave
do
us
that again.
hope. the game gave us hope in the early to mid game, but man, Temple of Kings came out strong in the mid game with the right plays, with the right plays, with the Lamb's Respite in those key locations. There were really good outplays being made by Black Thief as well, and even Venom really want to commend him this game for playing really well. But I think overall, right, Corki and the entire team just completely annihilated Reign of Terrors into the mid game. And this is where, Kaka, what do you think Reign of Terrors now have to do, right? Because they have lost this game, and they need to come back.
Props to TOK, they did their job. I think Venom played very well. I think he played flawlessly even in the first 15 minutes. But going back to the draft, I think you don't have to pick the Smolder first. And don't give the Seraphine to Baba. He's looking very comfortable on that champion. He is the substitute. Angel's Lotus is not here today. So why don't you try banning him out instead?
I mean, but when you talk about that as well, but how many champions can you possibly ban in the first phase? You are looking to ban, without question you have to ban the Rengar, without question they might want to ban the Karthus, and in the mid lane they have to take out a few champions out of Katrina bot as well. So that just tells you these great teams, they don't have a champion pool, they have a champion ocean, and it just really shows how well that can play into their advantage during the draft pick. So now they have to focus on 3 different lanes to ban out, so that is not going to work out for them.
But there is space for one more ban, I feel, because the Irelia ban, I don't think that's necessary. We saw the Irelia last night, and 0708 was it in the lane itself. I think that ban helped TOK more than it did them harm. So I think you could cut out the Irelia ban and just ban the Seraphine.
I do feel as if Copy, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. What are his signature champs? I know he's an amazing Yasuo player. I know he plays Yone. But let's say if these champs are not available to him, then what does he then default to after this?
You're missing his crown jewel, the greatest champion that he has ever touched. That's Kled in the mid lane. So when he's playing Kled, he's just not playing mid lane. He's playing 3 lanes at once, because you already know he's going to be pushing out that lane, just ulting to bot side, getting those kills as soon as he can, roaming around with his jungler. So I feel you just do not want Copy to be on that Kled, because there's how much global presence he brings on that. So definitely didn't have the best of games on this. Yone got gapped quite a bit by Akshaj right there. So let's see if he can gather his thoughts and bring it back in the second game.
Because if he picks Yone again, and then Akshaj has a simple Corki pickup, just does well in lane, outscales him to infinity later on anyways, I feel like he's gonna have a tough time. But like you said, Temple of Kings with Akshaj, Black Infinity, I think they have a lot of champions they can go back to. And that's where, again, guys, in the game of League of Legends, right, when you are playing at the highest level, it's not just about these one-trick champions. You need to play a lot of champions, specifically when they're in the meta. It just makes your team so much stronger when you have the option to pick so many things for your team and create comms around it, right? I think that's also where Temple of Kings are edging out a little bit on Reign of Terror as well. And I think it's going to be a very exciting game too. I definitely feel like Kaka said, right, they need to go back to the drawing table. The Smolder pick, for example, I'm not sure what it is. They can still potentially look to see the ban out the Seraphine and see if that makes any difference, because the Seraphine also looked quite good, very, very underrated pick in this game. But I think anytime anyone engaged with the Hecarim or whatever, or anytime Nautilus landed a hook, it was instantly followed by the Seraphine ultimate. That just made sure that the person was not running away, right? So really good composition, I would say, overall coming out. I mean, in the top lane, like Kaka, you predicted the hiccups would happen in they did, and maybe that's a weakness that perhaps Reign of Terrors can capitalize next game, right? Maybe a little bit more focus coming on the top side as well, while the bot lane just maybe scales up as well. So I think, guys, the game is definitely not over. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that is 100% a weakness. So I think Venom should play something like a Darius, which he showed us in the semi-final, where he just solo killed the opponent 7-8 times. Why don't you pick the Darius now and just focus the top lane and get Venom ahead? Because he showed us why he can carry and how well he's been playing, even on the Mordekaiser, getting the solo kill, got ganked twice but did not die a single time. To the ganks, flashes when he needs to, respects the opponent. Just give him a champion that can have that effect early in the game.
And most definitely.
Fireball, any thoughts from you for game 2 now?
Yeah, first game in this best of 5, remember guys, not a best of 3. So first game being taken by Temple of Kings in pretty convincing fashion. So we will be looking forward to what they bring out in the second game, what they try to change, what changes in the draft as well. So second, I believe the side selection for game 2 is the loser of the toss. So Reign of Terror is gonna be on the red side now. They do get that counter pick for themselves. So let's see how that changes the draft phase as well, which lane they prefer to take the counter pick for. So let's quickly go ahead and look at the scoreboard from the first game, and we do see a massive advantage by Temple of Kings in the gold department. They ended up the game with 15,000 goal ahead, 24 kills to the 10, taking only 26 minutes to close this one out. I mean, honestly, early stages it was looking pretty close. I mean, as Vichy told, it was close and then it just wasn't, because of how well the laners of Temple of Kings did. They farmed really well, they got experience leads, gold leads just out of lane, and it just translated into the team fights. You could feel the item disadvantages and everything in the team fights, making Temple of Kings come up ahead again and again. So not a lot going on for Reign of Terror. They did end up getting the Rift Herald, but that did not matter all that much. So let's hope Reign of Terror can bring it back into the second game.
Yeah, there we have it, guys. This is game 1. Dominant performance. We are going to move into the damage graph. Kaka, walk me through who did the most damage. And
it has to be either Seraphine or Corki. There you go.
Yeah, Corki.
Corki was just a menace. I mean, he did not have those highlight moments, but you don't need those when you are consistently dishing out damage. I believe this was a 27-28 minutes game, and that's 1000 damage per minute for him. So that's pretty good, right? And that's what you expect from the scaling champion as well. You get those 3-4 items, and then you're just dishing out damage in the team fight with all the utility that he has with the beefy front line of the Nautilus and poke from the Seraphine. I mean, he did pretty well.
Yeah, I think the Smolder also sort of ran short. You do expect, as we head into the mid to late game, Smolder's damage would have been a lot. He just never really took off, however, in the early game. And even though they were trying to make plays in 2v2, right? I think Infinity ganking when he did really set him behind much. And this is a champion that, is into heavy engage, does not do that well. And I feel as if Reign of Terror want to change game 2, there has to be a change coming in the bot lane. I think they definitely Potato and Blitzcrank, rather, Black Team have that potential. They have carried numerous games for Reign of Terror as well. So we want to see that performance back. I honestly want a lot of more closer games. We have seen the reign of Temple of Kings be there, and they are amazing. But at this point, we have to see if game 2 can give us a little bit of change of action as well. So guys, we're going to cut to a very short break. On the other side, game 2 of the League of Legends TEC Community Cup finale will await you. See you guys there.
the whispers, listen close. I know you've never strayed from the fold, but that's how freedom begins. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Burn your bridges, make your choice. Fight your demons, raise your voice. They're only silent if we're making noise. So let the battle begin. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution.
They wanna count me out. Next time pick a higher number. Next time you should run for cover. Next time let the giants slumber. They wanna keep me down. No amount of your words can humble. That spirit never refused to crumble. Got the wrong line, reduced to mumbles. 2 a.m. on first. Imitate vultures how they lurk. Take toes with it, I'm out of eye with you, boy. Challenge the best with your worst. This is my turf. Way I move is inertia. Can't be stopped, it's unheard of. From the dirt, sweat got my feet muddy. Spin my wins, they might search you. On my word, path took plenty turns. It broke my confidence in cursive. When submerged, I found resolve on my purpose and tell you about it back on surface. I survived. I survived. Ever been lost in the woods praying that it don't get dark? Ooh. Ever been in a situation couldn't win but you still had heart? Yeah, if you anything like me, eat far from chum to shark, the hunger starts to grow apart you didn't know you had. It's like that, flip the switch, turn it up, and I'm giving it gas. I lock it in on free, adrenaline double my percent. Made a home in the unknown, I swear I never fear again. I got ice in my blood, big enough to down this shit. I don't care how bad it get, I got 10 toes down, don't forget, I survived. I survived. When you on the brink, and you in too deep, when you feeling weak, when it's hard to breathe, you gon' take a knee? Never. You gon' keep it G forever. Stand up and face whatever. I'm built unique, I'm better than the hard times I seen. Crime scene, obscene, face the ugly, cover up like Maybelline. Had uncertainty and urgency, cut from me like surgery. Formed again more sturdily, personally. I don't see nobody stopping me. I don't see nobody topping me. I don't see nobody honestly. I run you over if that's what it's gotta be. And it's gotta be what I look like, having fear still haunt me. What I look like, having regret haunt me. Pay that price, I don't care what it cost me. All my life been me against the army. I'ma push the red button on them like Atari. I'm big dog with a human like a Maltese. See more fall off the 03 tall tees. Not sorry for the way I am. Learn to ball them up with no one holding your hand. Never back down, never hide in the sand. If you ain't hear the message, let me say it again. Yo, let me say it again. I survived. I survived.
to the second game of this best of 5 series in the grand finale of the Esports Club Community Cup July Open, powered by none other than Zotac. We saw a great showing by Temple of Kings in the first game, who are 1-0 up in the lead against Reign of Terror. So, Bishi, how was that game for you?
I mean, it was honestly looking good, and then it wasn't. And I do feel it was a lot to do with draft as well. I feel some of the picks didn't work out, and I think Kaka has a lot to say. Someone like segue onto him to talk a bit more about what happened in that game one draft before we sort of head into the draft for game two.
I mean, you just have to, again, we talked about it in length in the previous game and pre-game as well. The Smolder first pick, I am not a fan of that pick anyway. I believe there are much more stronger ADCs that are currently in the meta. Kai'Sa, Ezreal, Caitlyn, Varus, you can pick so many different champions that don't need a lot of time to get stacking and to be relevant in the match. And going back to the ban phase as well, great bans coming out from TOK. Ban out the Kled, ban out the Yasuo, make Copy uncomfortable, make him pick the Yone, because that's what you're doing when someone has a really small champ pool, right? You pinch that champion pool and you make him pick what you want him to pick instead of what he wants to pick himself. Pick up the core key, have a very comfortable laning phase, which Akshar showed us. And yeah, I mean, that Smolder pick again left a lot to be desired.
I mean, definitely that was the case right there. So guys, reminding you, this is just the first tournament out of many yet to come. Great work being done by the Esports Club, and we thank Zotac for these tournaments as well. So if you want to be part of the community, you want to take part in these tournaments in any capacity, if you want to just take part in giveaways, play as a player, take part, start your competitive journey, make sure to follow us on our socials. That is League of Legends in SA, all over on Discord, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. And with that, let's just jump right into this draft pick of the second game.
So Reign of Terror are on the red side, which means they have the potential counter pick. But I think the most important thing we will look for this game, at least on the start, is going to be the bans, Kaka. Do you foresee any changes in bans coming out from Reign of Terror this time, or do you think it's going to be the same?
I would expect them to at least ban out the Seraphine. For the side of Temple of Kings, I don't think you change anything. The Kled ban, the Yasuo ban, you're feeling very comfortable. So let's see what Reign of Terrors do ban. That third pick is going to be very essential. You expect the Cho'Gath ban coming in from Temple of Kings right now, and there you go, we have it. This third ban is going to make or break the game for Reign of Terror. So let's see what they ban.
They were going to ban the Arena last time. Now do they change this off and ban the Corki instead? Interesting. Not quite the Seraphine you were expecting, Kaka, but what do you have to say about the Corki ban?
I do have to say something. I did not look, and Angel's Lotus is back, so Seraphine does not make a lot of sense. Corki ban is justified. But it doesn't get any better for Reign of Terrors, unfortunately. The Ezreal first pick can go mid, can go bottom. It's a flex pick right now. Enables the jungler to pick AP champions as well, like the Zyra, like the Talia, like the Nidalee. So this is trouble already for Reign of Terrors. Kayn pick, oh my god.
Definitely, and we do see the Yone being picked up once again. So not very phased by the fact that he did not have the best of games. Did end up doing the most damage in his team regardless, but he will be looking to have a better laning phase and have more impact in the early to mid phases of the game. But as you mentioned, Angel's Lotus is back, man. How good is this guy? High challenger for multiple seasons in a row, went to the Asian Games as well. So Temple of Kings is back in their full capacity essentially. So this is the strongest lineup that they can pitch out in this tournament, and they do give the Ezreal first pick to Angel's Lotus as well. He's just very flashy, very aggressive, and he just has so much command over the Ezreal. And they pick the Viego for Black Infinity, as we saw how hard carry he can be on that champion. He's just one of his best champions.
Yeah, and mad props to Baba as well. Came into the side, played 3 games, played exceptionally in the Seraphine games that we saw, and does his job. Now Angel's Lotus is back. He is the main AD carry. He is the best AD carry in South Asia. And the Ezreal is picked as well with the Nautilus. So I think they could go bot lane with this. And you can just leave the Ezreal and let the Nautilus roam around. Kane pick, however, is very interesting to me. And let's see what the Kane does on the Rift.
Is that going to be Tristana mid, guys? Because it does feel as if we have seen Tristana mid becoming very strong in the current meta. Or do you think it's going to go back to Potato Monster because he is known to be a very like Tristana main as well?
Yeah, I mean, normally you would assume that Tristana would go mid, but just because Potato Monster in this game, I'm pretty sure Tristana is his most played champion. He has been playing this champion since forever. He has high mastery over that champion, so I'm certain that this Tristana is going on to the bot lane in the hands of Potato Monster. So going to the second phase of the bans, we do see the Olaf being banned out. So the top lane they do not want to fight the same lane again. So there won't be any Mordekais and won't be any Olafs in this game anymore. Focusing on the top side of the map a little bit, pinching rock, paper, scissors wherever they can. And let's see what they ban out as their last champion, and they do stick with the Irelia. We do know rock paper scissors plays Irelia and Olaf a lot, two of his most played champions in solo queue, so making rock paper scissors uncomfortable. And Temple of Kings round off their bans with the Volibear.
Yeah,
a lot of top lane bans.
Irelia and Olaf, lots of top lane bans coming in, but set is open for rock, paper, scissors, so I think he can just take that and be comfortable with it. I would want to see a top lane counter pick coming into this matchup, and I think that's what we are going to see. Darrell and Tristana in the bot lane, a very kill heavy bot lane, and you guys were talking about how the Tristana can be mid, but I don't think Venom is someone who plays Yone, right? So that has to go into the mid lane, and that automatically means that Tristana will be ADC. And a kill lane, Potato Monster very comfortable on the Tristana as well. Is that going to be a Vex pick in the mid lane? That's a great matchup for Vex, by the way, against the Yone.
Yeah, that's actually one of the considered a very good pickup, and there we have it. It is going to be the Vex for Akshad in the mid lane. Like, again, he did not get his Corki this game, but he ends up getting Vex, and against the engaged sort of composition, it works out really well. And the Yone as well. I think it's like in terms of laning, he will seem to do quite fine. And this time, it's actually going to be, like you said, the set getting picked out. And gotta ask you, Fireball, what is the counter pick to set that this guy is gonna pick in the top lane? What is Venom now going to pick to set another advantageous situation for him? Because he played very well in game 1 on the Mordekaiser, but now it's his turn to do that again, and this time he has a counter pick.
I mean, normally I would talk about counter picks and all, but whenever Venom is in the picture, you do not know what he's going to pull out of the bag. So this time he does go for the Darius. So skirmishing top lane is right there. They'll be looking to go right in each other's faces. But mentioning and touching upon that bot lane, even though they do have heavy engages, but I think both the ADC is just too mobile, so Tristana has that buffer to cancel out the Nautilus hook, and Ezreal with his Essence Flux as well can just jump away the Arcane Shift. And so I assume bot lane is gonna be in a lull state till the junglers show up as well if played correctly. And we round off the team compositions right there. Set will be going against the Darius in the top side. We have Black Infinity on his signature. Viego definitely the man to look out for in this game, but will be against the Kane, who can be a problem if it goes ahead as well. Can go to that red form Kane and just refuse to die. In the mid lane, we will be having a Vex versus Yone. So Vex definitely a better side of that matchup, and in the bot lane, Ezreal on Angel's Lotus, definitely very scary just by how good Angel's Lotus is. But we do have Potato Monster on his signature Tristana. If you want to trust someone to carry the game, it can be Potato on his Tristana there. And Kratos again will be looking to roam around with Black Infinity, just wreaking havoc all over the rift, and Black Thief will try to counteract that by his Rel pick.
I mean, I do have to ask the age-old question, right? Like, on the blue side, you do see that Temple of Kings have the set and the Nautilus, quite a decent beefy frontline, a significant amount of CC coming in with the Vex and the Nautilus as well. I do, however, feel Kaka, and then just like chime in when you can on this. What do you think of the red side composition? Because do you expect the Kane to go blue or red in this game, considering that we only have Rel as their pro tank?
I think you should go for red, at least in tournament games where you can be of use even if you fall behind. Speaking of which, I mean, that's a good point that you just asked, because I think the Kane is very out positioned to play in this game. You are playing against two reigns champions. Ezreal is so mobile that you might not catch him, and the Vex has her fears. So when you do ult the Vex and she presses W, you get feared away. So I don't think it's a good game to pick the Kane, but then again, he did pick it very early on, and Temple of Kings adapted and drafted according to it. So good job done by Temple of Kings right there. The Darius pickup, we spoke about it in after the last game as well, that I think Venom needs to get on something that is strong early game. I would have liked to see the set ban instead of the Aurelia ban, because Darius into Aurelia is a good matchup, as you have played it yourself, Bishi. And Darius can take over the game when you get him ahead.
Yeah, I think the set matchup is just a little bit harder, because the moment Darius goes for his 5 stack ultimate, right, and if Set has his W passive, then he can sort of mitigate that damage as well. So it's not the best matchup for the Darius as compared to Nairelia, which is more snowbally in nature. It does depend on how fast someone can get ahead, but once one person gets ahead, that's like they can run over the game. So I think, yeah, potentially the set could be not the most advantageous pickup for or against the Darius rather, so he's gonna have to work for it. Also in just terms of ganks as well, right? When you have a Kane ganking in the early game, it's not going to do anything at this point, right? Like also you have Viego, still a lot more damage that can be output, right? So just in terms of getting jungle help, in game 1 we did see that there was a lot of help that Venom did get eventually when they got the 2 ganks and got the Olaf. This time I think it's going to be a little bit different. However, we are seeing a Tristana and Rel, just like Fireball said, this guy one trick, not like has played Tristana the most. I'm expecting a much more stable performance coming out from him. But on the other side, you also have Angel's Lotus back on his Ezreal. So, go figure at that point. So it's going to be interesting. I do, however, feel that this is going to be a slightly slower game just in terms of catch and kill potential. We'll have to see how it plays off right here. And but yeah, let's jump into the game right here with Fireball Kaka. Let's see if we can see any level 1 shenanigans coming out from either of these teams. Maybe the Nautilus has a potential, but I personally don't see Temple of Kings sort of doing much of that.
I mean, throughout this tournament, they were tending to go towards the default jungle guarding, but we end up seeing the invade finally coming out from the side of Temple of Kings.
This will be interesting.
As they move forward, they will be greeted by 5 members of Reign of Terror just waiting in that tri-bush in the bot
spicy. Side. Here comes the Nautilus, here comes the set. Now set if he has W, this goes in. The damage got to the set. The set does end up using W and survives, but not before Tristana gets the first blood. They get a kill back on the Viego, however, but the red side is struggling at this point. It's a 3-4-2 at the end of the day. 2 kills end up going on the red side. Never mind, Reign of Terror will come out ahead. Triple kill. Copy if there was a
Viego resets are going crazy right now.
4 stacks trying to run away. Infinity will be fine. It's a 3-4-3. The kill distribution, however, 2 kills goes on the side of Venom, 3 kills goes to the Viego rather at this point. So Black Infinity rather will be off to a fantastic start. What does he buy? Does he just simply go back and buy? He starts the jungle. Tends to start jungle instantly, but oh man, we have to talk about this early game, guys. Like Kaka, take it up. Who benefits out of this insane skirmish right there?
I think Infinity is the grand winner of this small skirmish. I mean, I say it's a small skirmish, but look at the fighting that went on. Rel got the 3-man knock-up, but it's just the strength of the champions that TOK have, that they were even able to put up a fight and trade evenly. Black Infinity, I expect him to clear his jungle, take the scuttle, and then reset and get those big items. He already has a 200 gold shutdown bounty, and the game has just started. I think the biggest loser of this trade, however, was Rock, Paper and Scissors. Not having struggled in game 1, I would say, finds himself against the 2-0 Darius, who will go back, get those plated steel caps, and look at the Kane's positioning right now. I think he is looking to gank top. So this might spell trouble for rock paper.
Essentially,
scissors.
what has happened here is that there's a huge jungle giga gold, right? Like a 1k gold lead that Infinity has purely because of 3 kills. And then there are gold leads on the top laner and the ADC for Reign of Terror. I think the first blood ended up going over to Potato and Tristana, right? So slightly more spread out in that sense. We'll have to see how they can capitalize on these early game. But like a 3-0 Viego Fireball, the guy is known to play Viego. Infinity on Viego is like literally super duper strong. What does this mean for Temple of Kings? Because now he's going to be so far ahead.
I mean, I've talked about it before as well, Black Infinity, one of the better players who knows how to push his advantage. You do not want this guy to get ahead in any sort of way because he will just start to snowball his lead. He can turn like 200, 300 gold leads into thousands and you just end up giving him 3 early kills. So this Viego is gonna be a big menace for Reign of Terror going in, and Black Infinity already, I'm pretty sure, will be looking to get that reset, get those items and just start going ham everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you can see also in the mid lane, right? Doran Shield has got him,
as
but
I
here
said that
comes...
already, he is in the top lane, will get the route onto Toxic Venom right there. Toxic Venom gets
nice
a big heal, but he does not have the flash to run away. It's just a matter of time before he goes down. The flash follow up on the W will make sure he goes down, so Sasset picks up a handy kill.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Venom did not want, but I think the fact that he was flashless and Viego's pathing just made sure he got that. Meanwhile, SCN is trying to do some damage onto Akshat, who is manless at this point. Does not do much. And on the other side, however, the 2v2 goes over. There's a lot of damage going on to Kratos. Kratos run away. Here comes this thing on the hook. Does
Beautiful
miss.
dodge.
However, Potato jump was just very well played right here. And they get the 2v2 kill right here. Reign of Terror. We were speaking about how they need to show up in the bot lane, and that first blood with that extra long sword, I think, just gave him that little bit of help to get that.
Oh, the Terrorist will end up catching Rock Paper Scissors under the turret, but ends up taking a lot of turret damage. So now Toxic Venom going dangerously low as well. Potato Monster going a little ahead of himself, not realizing Angel's Lotus has his barrier for that protection and ends up kind of inting on the turret. Now Black Infinity will just try to help himself with this quick kill onto the rel. So disaster in the bot lane for Reign of Terror.
This is just becoming... Forget what I said about this being a quiet game. This has been crazy. Just like, Kaka, just walk the last minute. What all has happened?
Let's get a replay of that as well. And I think that's a big blunder by Potato Monster in the bot lane.
Yeah,
you don't... That's a good trade by Black Thief. You put the Ezreal under pressure, but why would you jump inside the turret, die, and poor Black Thief has to pay for Potato Monster's mistake by dying to the Viego as well. So I think that's a big blunder by Potato Monster there.
Yeah, they had the 2-0 lead. I think this got a little too greedy, a little too momentum stricken at this point. And again, just all the leads that ROT had in the respective top lane and bot lane has been completely nullified in the hands because they've just lost kills top, lost kills bot. And again, you know, this is where I think Reign of Terror needs to like maybe have a bit more control when they have these leads, right? Because they were doing fine up until that point, and the fact that Dragon also goes away, the Infernal Dragon not going to come out as a soul this time, should be interesting to see how it plays out. Meanwhile, Kane is looking to run away. He might be in trouble. The stun does land from Infinity, and there is not level 6 yet, and that's going to be another kill. Rock, paper, scissors gets that pickup, and slowly but steadily, Kaka, it does look as if Reign of Terrors are slowly giving him the lead. And again, here comes Akshat, who wants to get the solo kill. Auto attack soloed right here from Akshat. Gets another kill, and Yone just...
And guys, if you want to be a one trick, be like Akshat. He does play the cat a lot, but the mastery he has on the other champions, and you never know what he's going to pick, right? And Vex into Yone is a beautiful pick. We just saw why.
I mean, solo at this point, you can just say he is just a great mid laner. He does not have to rely on his champions. And meanwhile, as I mentioned, look at Black Infinity. Everywhere a play is happening, who is there? The Viego is the one to be there first. He is so proactive. He started 3-0-0, already getting 3 more kill participation. Like, this guy is so good at pushing his advantage and making sure the lead he gets does not go to waste. Already at 6 KP at 7 minutes, and Black Infinity is just all over the map right now.
This game looks like it's gonna get over before it began, guys. Because that level 1 invade, the 3 kills onto Viego, and then the fact that he's snowballing so well for his top laner, ganking him twice in that row and then getting kills, and then also catching the Kane on board is just has made things so difficult for INR Terror right now. They are 2.5k gold behind at just 7 minutes in the game right now, and I think they need to slow down. Kaka, what do the INR Terror as a team need to do right now? Because they are sort of slowly and surely losing the plot right here.
Yeah, and that speaks volumes in the goal difference as well. Almost 3,000 goal lead. What Infinity did well was just make use of his lead 3-0, but he punished the guy who had 2 kills to his name in the Darius, and just enabled rock paper and scissors to come back in the game. For the side of ROT right now, they just need to relax, breathe, and farm up and just see where the game goes, because this is looking lost already. And I think he's gonna die again.
Oh my god.
They want to
Katrina
shut
bot
the-
just running riot around Velticles right now. Velticles missing his ultimate completely, not getting the perfect engage. Setting up his jungler, ends up trading 1 for 1 regardless. So Akshaj won't be too sad about that, but although does give up the shutdown to Ezian. And what do we see here? Black Infinity deep inside enemy territory.
I think the set might just get a solo kill onto the Darius right. Let's see what happens now. The shield is there. The W has not been used by the set, mind you. He does have the opportunity to use it, and he does use it, and he gets a solo kill. This is what we're talking about, right? The set can always use his shield to soak up the ultimate damage. Not really a great pick, for the Darius at this point. And then getting that solo kill as well is not looking good. Meanwhile, Kratos could be in trouble. Blacktree trying to get for the engage, misses it. Infinity with his damage output goes crazy, tries to go for a damage, will get runaways. Oh, that's another beautiful hook. What a hook coming out from Kratos. Oh my lord. Why does this guy keep letting Nautilus is a question I have to keep asking right now. Meanwhile, Potato Monster is caught between his turret and 3 different champions. He ends up dying. Oh, the throws end up happening. The shutdown, the huge shutdown ends up going to the ADC right here, and a little bit too greedy over Temple of Kings here, Kaka, because they ended up giving away the kill to the Sun.
Yeah,
What do
and
we
that's
see
one
here?
way to
With
go
the
on.
shutdown right there on the Tristana goes up ahead in the gold against
Exactly.
Angel's Lotus, but both of the members of bot lane from ROT very low, but Ezreal does not in fact have any mana, so he has to be little safe right there. Does not have mana to E away any engages from Black Thief. The Nautilus does move back into lane, so Potato Monster will be feeling good, but he goes in aggressive once again. We see that as soon as he has any advantage, he just tries to go in for no reason and gives it right back up to Angel's Lotus. What is going on?
What is really going on, Fireball? I have no idea, because just when Reign of Terrors and Potato get a lead, they're like, listen, let's just throw it away. And that's twice has happened, right? Like just when we talked about how Ezreal's gonna fall behind or whatever, it just like jumps in and gets a kill for himself, and I think it just looks a little out of sorts, right, Kaka?
Yeah, bot lane has been it's just a series of blunders from both sides. Potato Monster jumps in, gives up 2 kills. Then Black Infinity and Kratos try to dive the Tristana, give away 2 kills, and then Potato replies in kind again by giving 2 more kills. So it's just like, you have 2 kills, no, you have 2 kills, right? It's just a series of blunder in the bot lane. It's quite funny to watch right now.
Yeah, and the 20 kills in 11 minutes, this is higher kills per minute than the last game at this point. And again, you're trying to get a kill onto the Nautilus at this point. They've thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, just to kill that one guy. But hey, they got the kill. It used the Yone ult as well, but I think at least they got some kills. And surprisingly enough, right, Yone has actually stayed relevant in farm instead of getting those double kills that he ended up getting. This kill, I think, from the Nautilus does get him back in the game a little bit as well. Set having a better game this time around, just has the Stridebreaker. No, what's that? I think the one he's already completed. And
that is
Black Thief, the Stridebreaker completed. Is this going to be a little bit more lethal at this point in the Darius, who will need to be a little bit more careful? And again, like the goal lead is 4,000 in favor of Temple of Kings, so they're still sitting very far ahead. And this Viego is again just a force to be reckoned with on the top side again.
Lotus just making the Rel run back to his base, going between 2 reds, flashes forward. Oh my god,
Speaking of
Angel's Lotus.
blunders,
Really ballsy right there, and he ends up getting the 2 kills there, and the shutdown goes to the rel as well. So really good for Temple of Kings right there. Angel's Lotus just so ballsy right there, flashes on top of 2 members. And Black Infinity will help himself with a kill onto the Kane as well. The Vex and the Yone battle it out in the mid lane, and Velticus gets a reply kill.
The return of the solo kill. At this point,
Yeah.
Velticles is like, hey, it's enough of getting solo kill, but the Vex let me get back. At this point, I do feel like he did play it a little bit better. Lifesteal definitely helping him out in the sustain wars as well. But on the bot side, however, that double kill from Angel's Lotus, he is literally jumping onto an ADC and support and saying, I dare you to kill me. He gets both the kills before dying to himself. And like you said,
Yeah,
about the
and
shutdown going over to the
let's get a replay of that as well, because I think they were really unlucky to die in the bottom lane. There was some sort of miscommunication where the Tristana ults the Ezreal, and you will see he won't move because the Rel had ulted as well. So he could not get inside the turret and gets the 2 kill there, and that was so unfortunate for the bot lane of Reign of Terrors.
That is action. And on the mid lane as well, Akshay realizing that ultimate flying was not the right thing to do, ends up flashing out. But Yone did get the kill back from him as well. A really good pickup right here. I think that was a little bit of dis-synergy. And again, now Darius is in trouble. Will end up dying to the set. Here comes the Kane, but I legitimately don't see the Kane have enough damage to kill this guy. His W is, however, not up. And let's see if he has art up by then. And
Guess
he
who's
will
here?
survive with the flash out at this point. And there we have it. Really well played coming from the set right here, and I think now
Man,
the mid
I
lane
have
doesn't go
to
well
say
as well.
about instead after all of the smack that we did talk about Rock Paper Scissors. Rock Paper Scissors coming up big time in this game, going 4-1 and 3, getting solo kills left, right, and center. So he's having a statement game of his own. A flash out by the Rel using her ultimate will catch off the Ezreal right there, but Infinity is right here to bail them out. Gets the kill back onto Black Thief.
Oh my God,
Amazing
these
hook
hooks.
landing onto the Kane and gets the 2 kills there. But in meanwhile, bot side we do see Akshaj gets the solo onto Velticles right there.
Kaka, I have to ask you, what is up with the mid laners fighting themselves again and again? There has to be some rivalry going on because they just don't stop.
Right.
Because they're just fighting, like it's just like skill check after skill check, and Akshaj is winning 90% of the skill check at this point.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's just a bad matchup because whenever you press E on the Yone and try to dash in, the Vex can cancel it. And while we were talking about the bot lane and the mid lane fights, the gold lead, if you guys look at it, it's like 8,000-9,000 already at 15 minutes. And speaking about the top lane as well, Rock, Paper and Scissors, he is showing us his 2 sides. First game he gets a lead, throws it away, and second game now he's just demolishing Venom in the top lane, diving between turrets and killing him. So I think you can expect inconsistency from someone who is debuting in the tournament.
But like really
But
well
he
played for him
can do
this
much
game.
better.
Yeah, he definitely played
100%.
very well this game. And this is what the potential is that he known him to be. But just look at the goal leads, man. 2,500 in the top lane, 2,500 or even 3,000 in the jungle, right? Like these are very absurd amount of leads to get at 16 minutes in the game, guys. This is very similar to playing like a co-op intermediate game at this point and having to start ahead, right? So again, like if this was a professional game, you'd probably FF right here and move on to the next one. But this is the competitive tournament. It is a finals. They have to wait out and see what can happen. Now, the one thing I can always tell you that always expect throws, and at this point the Herald ends up getting used. There is a 450 gold shutdown on the set right here. Now can they capitalize? They need this to be given to the Darius or the Kane and not to the Rel. They're waiting for the W to be used, and again, why did the shutdown go to the Rel? Have no idea. Right, hey, at least she's getting it.
Yeah, really unfortunate, but at least they get the kill and deny the Rift Herald charge onto the turret. So I think that not
They
a
would
net
deny
loss.
it, Kaka, but because they were 3 people top, they got a mid lane tower for free. They got a dragon for free as well.
And the dragon as well, yeah.
So I just think that this is just a very like GG next game coming out from here. Let's see what's happening. Yone ends up using his ultimate right here, but there is also Black Infinity to support Akshat, and they will try to get the kill. Will Akshat survive? Yes, he will at this
man.
point. Unfortunate.
In right
I
place,
think,
right time, every time.
Velticles is just ulting on repeat and tilt right now. He has no vision on that side of the jungle. Why would you want to fight right there?
And meanwhile, nobody's stopping the SJ from just simply pushing on the mid lane inhibitor turret at this point. Like, there's actually there's
He
nobody
has
like,
just taken it.
he's playing like turret hitting simulator at this point in the finals of a League of Legends tournament. And here you go, he does get the inhibitor turret as well, and will look to back off at this point. And again, Infinity has just put on a masterclass this game as well. The moment he got these 3 kills, you can expect him to just keep on carrying, and that's exactly what he's been doing at this point. And even Angel's Lotus just having a very fantastic game. That double kill in the bot side of the map also was pretty whack at the same. And then now I feel like this is just not looking good right now.
Just coming in, like we do see Reign of Terror ended up picking a full AD composition as well. So if you have a look at holding that thought, Black Infinity will quickly take down Yone. So we look at the inventories, every single champion on the blue side has that plated steel caps, and they just take so much less damage from the side of ROT. So definitely picking an all AD composition,
5 plated steel caps,
yeah. He's an entire item up on the Darius side here as well. And inhibitor going down 18 minutes is quite early. It's essentially, sometimes they say you should not do it also, but I think at this point they don't really care. This is so far ahead that the dragon stacking will keep coming. And do know that ROT did get 1 dragon for themselves. They just have to get 2 more dragons before they're able to get the dragon soul at this point. But man, this is just a game which is...
I would be very surprised if this game goes on for 10 more minutes.
From SDN right under his nose right there as well. So nothing going on for Reign of Terror. So I think it's time they start discussing about the next game. And this looks pretty GG to me. It will take a huge misplay from the side of Temple of Kings to throw this one out of the bag. But I think they will just be looking for the Baron to spawn, take that up, and just close this game out nice and clean.
Yes.
Yeah, at this point, we spoke about what learnings can Reign of Terror take from game 1 to game 2, right? And they adjusted their bans, they got out the Corki, they ended up picking the Tristana instead of the Smolder. Changes we thought were good. And they also ended up picking Kane, which was a little bit of a question mark at this point, but it didn't matter. That level 1 skirmish, they saw it coming. They could have just backed, right, Kaka? They could have chosen to not do it, but they did anyways, and then they just lost out and gave 3 kills to Viego. And at this point,
yeah, I mean, I would have fancied my chances as well.
Yeah, because you have
so
the
many
rel
people
with the AoE knock-up and stuff, so it was a good play to go. I think it just boiled down to how well the teams played it, and Temple of Kings with their experience and they're just better micro, I guess,
and
they ended up coming out on top.
Yeah, Akshay could be in trouble right here. Finally ends up going. Oh,
he
ends up using his
Yone
own.
here.
He does have his ultimate. He goes out. Oh, this flash is there as well. That would have been an amazing outplay, but he is going to be caught with a rock and a hard place. He is running. Run, the little Vex. Does damage. Flash on Black. He gets a stun. Again, he will survive. What is happening?
He is holding down 3 members.
By himself.
Does not end up dying. Scares them away. Now the 4th person comes in to fight Akshay, but it just meant free Baron for Temple of Kings right there. So just dragging 4 members and buying like 2.5 minutes, almost taking down 3 of the members of ROT.
I have to be honest, guys. This looks like a strong team, playing against minnows and having fun at this point, right? Like, I just feel Temple of Kings is just so far ahead that they can outplay these things, and they're just having fun with the game at this point. And again, the hook does land, but Darius will die for that hook of his, and Nautilus ultimate as well, followed up by a couple of flashes. Angel's Lotus will slay Potato Monster on the Tristana as well. Here comes the cavalry onto the top lane, get the inhibitor as well, kill the rel, and this, like you said, Kaka, could potentially be a game we might not see another couple of minutes in this game. 2 people left, top inhibitor is down, mid inhibitor is down. Yone has to ult to his base because he has to run away from the onslaught that is Temple of Kings as they look to make a testament in game 2 by completely annihilating Reign of Terror right here. And my lord, Kaka, I have to ask, with such a stellar performance coming out, what do you foresee for game 3? Because game 2 was an absolute storm.
Yeah, I think more of the same is going to happen. This series, coming into the series, I thought this would be a competitive series, but just how the picks and bans have been going on, especially in the mid lane, and how big of a jungle gap there is, unfortunately, in the series. The series is just gone. I think we can expect a quick 3-0. I would be very surprised if ROT takes even 1 game away from TOK.
I mean, definitely a better game coming out in the second game out of Temple of Kings. We do see Angel's Lotus coming back in the side as well, and is showing us and like giving us a masterclass on ADC right there. I mean, the guy is flashing into the ADC and support between two turrets and getting double kills. That just tells you how confident this guy is. And Angel's Lotus coming back just reduced the game time by 5 more minutes for the side of Temple of Kings, and it is looking very rough. So already Reign of Terror 2-0 down. They will be praying to the river sweep gods to bring anything back. But honestly, if I do say so myself, it is not looking very good for Reign of Terror right now.
Yeah, like this was just a astronomical gap, I would say, in the entire team up as well. And also, like, they got Angel's Lotus back, right? Again, this is 3/5 of the team that went to Asian Games, 3/5 of the team that has won all tournaments, right? Insanely good mechanics, really, really smart gameplay. And it just shows, right? Like, I think Potato as well had a lot of mistakes that I think were their own mistakes, right? Not to take everything away from Temple of Kings, they played really well, but a lot of the mistakes from Uniter were made by themselves. Now, if they can capitalize on not making them and maybe sort of stretch out their leads, right, they could have done a lot better as well. But this is where we learn. This is where, you know, at pressure stakes that you want to go for the outplay. Sometimes it doesn't work out. But again, you know, a masterclass coming in from Akshaj and Infinity in this game as well, and even Enos Lotus for that matter. But the mid gap, just the fact that Viego got so far ahead, never gave a comeback, and also the top lane set played really well, and Venom was completely neutralized and how in that Darius. I didn't think it worked out that well for him. So just went from a little bad to worse. And game 3 is just going to be like the Hail Mary at this point. Reign of Terror will really need to step it up and give like their absolute best if they have a chance to even make a comeback in the series. Yeah, right? And we will soon move into the damage chart. But Taka, your further thoughts on the game?
I just have to say, luck is not on ROT's side, because that level 1 skirmish, Infinity gets 3 kills. That's the one player you don't want getting ahead, and he gets 3 kills, and then
especially
it's just
on
a
Viego,
shutout,
right? Yeah.
Especially, I mean, on any champion, but yeah, especially on Viego.
The way he snowballed that into a great lead as well, that did not stay back even for a second. Now here we see it all gets unfolded. It looked really good for Reign of Terror initially because of the first blood and the massive knockup that the Rel had, but Black Infinity was left a little bit unnoticed, like they were not focusing him down, trying to get the kills onto the Ezreal, and they just allowed Black Infinity to get all those resets. And you know how strong Viego can be, getting those resets and getting new abilities again and again and again, and he
that is where it went from bad to worse as well, because he had the 3 kills, Darius had the 2 kills, and then the Darius dies in the top lane.
Yeah, this was a good play from Potato, right? They got the nice bot lane kill, but eventually just after that, this happens, just jumps into the turret. I think his goal was to die and then trade the kills back, but for some reason, he just did not have damage. He did not foresee the barrier from the Ezreal as well, and that made them not only lose 1 kill, but Infinity gets his 4th kill of the game and then just goes out of control post this, right? So these mistakes were, let's be honest, coming right in front of Reign of Terror. These were things that they could have avoided. It was not some astronomical outplay coming out from Temple of Kings, but rather their own mistakes. But in the mid lane, Kaka, we kept on seeing this solo outplay happen from Akshaj over and over again. I beg to wonder at this point, does the Yone pick make sense anymore? Because you're getting neutralized and getting countered game on game.
Look, it's a good pick, but what else does he play when the Clarin Yasuo is banned? I mean, we talked about it in the first game as well. You are expecting the Yone to come in the second game, maybe in the third game as well, because that is as far as the champion pool of Velticles goes.
Yeah, and this is where, like you said, you separate the good from the greats, right? The teams that have the skills it takes to win can get them. This is not to say that Temple of Kings played without the mistake. There were a couple of these mistakes. The shutdown was given over, and Trishana had the opportunity to come back to the game, and then again she ended up doing this. Fireball, what do you have to say about these plays coming up from
I mean, Potato Monster definitely being his own enemy in this match. Already he is going against one of the strongest, if not the strongest ADCs in the region, and he was doing pretty fine for himself for that matter, but then he only has himself to blame for losing that lane out so drastically. Whenever he had any sort of lead, he would just jump in and give his life away for almost nothing. and that did not work out as well. But just brushing over rock paper scissors as well, normally we would see that would be the weaker side in Temple of Kings games usually, but rock paper scissors having an insane performance on that set right now, just showing how good he can be if he gets his champions. And mind you, he was up against that 2-0 Darius and he just slapped him around left and right over in that top lane.
Yeah, and this is just very difficult at the side when all lanes are just not doing well at all. At this, like, I mean, at this one, who would you even say did well in the side of ROT? Maybe Black Thief was trying his best on the well, but honestly, everyone else was just not showing up, right? I think Black Thief has been a consistent member, but everybody else, like Kaka, has to step up, right? What do you foresee in game 3?
Yes, 100%. I think Black Thief did perform well in the first game and in the second game as well. Great engages, finding opportunities when there are very limited opportunities in such a game, which is so one-sided. As you can see, 21 minutes and 55 seconds. 16k gold advantage in 22 minutes is insane. 10 towers to nil, 2 drakes to 1, Baron, Herald, White Grubs. I mean, everything. This was just a whitewash from TOK.
Yeah, this is not. This is a complete storm. If I was if I was in Reign of Terror, I'd be like, guys, just let's do a mental reset for game 2. Let's pretend this didn't happen. Let's go back into our memories of game 1 where we were doing quite well, and then see what we can
but
do.
These are the games that destroy your mental.
True. How, as a mid laner yourself, Kaka, who has been in situations where a poor performance here and there can make lives very difficult, and I know you as a person in a team has also been a very supportive member for this team. Very important to raise morale right now. If you were Reign of Terror, like, what would you as a captain be sort of telling your team as we sort of go into game 3?
I mean, I would be telling my team that this is a best of 1 round, and we have to play 3 best of 1s to win the tournament. So let's take it 1 game at a time, 1 draft at a time, and just go out there and have fun, which is the most important part of playing in any tournament or any game, right? Just go out there, have fun, laugh with the boys, just kill whoever you want. And if you lose, I mean, you don't have anything to lose right now. So I think just go out there, have fun, express yourself, pick up your favorite champions, and just
you can look at the damage graph. Angel's Lotus keeps on hitting the well. The Tristana has the highest damage in the game, followed by the Vex as well. On the other side, I don't think a lot of damage coming out from the team at all. Unit did what he can. I think he fought the most in the team. Makes sense, he has the most damage, but the Darius was quite invisible this game as well. With them just not having the right pick into the set, I think what you mentioned, banning out the set and maybe having him pick the Adelia and then playing the Darius into it might have been the right call here. But a lot of things for them to reset, and I completely agree. Treat this as a best of 1 at this point. Fireball, what do you think about the damage graph? What do you think about the state in which the series is currently going?
I mean, it's not a big surprise that Angel's Lotus does come out far ahead of everyone else. We know that guy is just insane. The spacing, the mechanics, and the decision making, everything from Angel's Lotus is just impeccable. And I'm assuming more of the same. Angel's Lotus is back, was not available for 3 games, but as you can see, whenever Temple of Kings is back with their lineup, what happens? It was just not a pretty sight. It was not even close. Not even at one point in this game it was there was any doubt that Reign of Terror might have some chance to get back into the game or anything like that. So Temple of Kings completely dominating their oppositions. So going 2-0 up in this grand finals of the Esports Club Community Cup July Open, powered by Zotac. So we will be heading into a short break right now, and let's come back and what it might be the final game.
Everything I need is right in front of me. Will you reach out, take it? It's yours to keep. And the sun is high, shining in my eyes, moving west to lead us to paradise. All that's underneath Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment. No, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. I'll make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. Got
Climbing up the hill, trying to get a deal, trying to get a meal. Hungry on the beat, hungry so I eat. And I don't know defeat, I only know the heat. I only know the grind, I only know the sweet. Yo, I miss sweat, I only know the best. That's up on my chest, I only know the reps. I only know what's next, nothing more, nothing less. All on my name, I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains, what's a goal on my name? 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 I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains, what's a goal on my name? What's a goal on my name? What's a goal on my name? Y'all trying to move chains, I ain't into playing games. I ain't into naming names, but I mean it just the same. When I name and the lights turn to flame, and the flame turn to ash, but the goal will remain. Yeah, goal on my name, I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains, what's a goal on my name? 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 I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains, what's a goal on my name? What's a goal on my name? What's a goal on my name? This ain't what you thought it was. This ain't for nights out or for good enough. It's for early AM, still waking up.
whispers, listen close. I know you've never strayed from the fold, but that's how freedom begins. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone.
Welcome back to the TEC Community Cup for League of Legends. We are in the finals and we are in game 3. The score currently stands at 2-0 in favor of Temple of Kings. Especially the last game was quite a storm coming out, and now Reign of Terror have a difficult uphill task up their hands. They can do the reverse sweep, but I think it's looking a little bit difficult as well. But now we are shortly heading into game 3. But before we do that, just sort of recapping a little bit about game 2 Fireball. What do you think went wrong? Do you potentially see Reign of Terrors making a comeback? What's going to happen in game 3?
I mean, I don't think Reign of Terror had any respite in that second game. It was just so one-sided. So I think they would be looking to forget all about that second game, not have that on their mental right now and go on a tilt. Like Kaka had mentioned before, you just treat all of the games as a best of one from now on and just do their best to win 3 best of ones in a row and keep that reverse sweep alive. And I will be excited if that happens as well, to go for a 2-2, play the silver scrapes and have some crazy League of Legends action. But yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle for Reign of Terror for that to happen. And if you are Temple of Kings, you would be looking to put out a statement performance once again, just close this game off and just cement their positions even more into this region, and just let everyone know that if you want anything to do with League of Legends in this region, you have to go through us first.
I think this is going to be a very exciting sort of a game 3. We have seen the strength of Temple of Kings. We have seen the potential of Reign of Terrors. Now it's more about, can Reign of Terrors live up to the potential? I definitely feel they have what it takes to beat Temple of Kings. It's just that they need to show up, make less mistakes. And we are shortly heading into draft. And I think, Kaka, draft is always 50% the game, as a lot of professionals say. What do you think about the draft now as we head into game 3?
Okay, so again, the same sides for both the teams. Blue side again for Temple of Kings. I don't think they have to change too much. Whatever they pick has been working. The pick ban phase has been pretty good for them. They have realized and taken note of the patterns that Reign of Terror are showing right now. Again, I expect the same bans to be coming up. This is going to be a Kled ban, followed up with the Rengar ban, and then that will be followed up with the Cho'Gath ban. So not much has changed again.
Yeah, I think the first 3 bans, I think even now I have also realized that they are going to stay the same, right? It's just about what different are we going to see in the mid lane, Kaka, because we've seen 2 games. We've seen Copy do a lot, make a lot of efforts onto that Yone, but it's not working out the way he would like it to be. Do you foresee a change happening in the picks for the mid lane, or do you think he's just going to go Yone again?
I think he could go Yone again, and I wouldn't say it's completely his fault as well, because with Yone you need some, he does need help in the early game, and you have to pick something that's going to help. Kayn is not the answer, unfortunately. You don't pick 2 scaling champions and then expect to win lanes as well. So I like the adaptation coming in already from Reign of Terror. None of that Smolder, none of that Tristana thing going on. You pick up the Kai'Sa, you pick up the Nautilus here if you can, and just get a really strong bot lane already. Ezreal pick for Temple of Kings, it worked in the last game. He had the most damage. He is a champion that can go in the mid lane and the bottom lane as well. So the flexibility and whatever Ezreal provides, I think it's pretty good for a first pick.
Again, coming to the Kai'Sa pick as well, so pretty standard meta laning going on right there in the bot side. Ezreal versus the Kai'Sa. We do see the Lilia actually being picked up by the side of Reign of Terror, so a highly mobile jungler just running circles around Temple of Kings, and that he would be doing hoping to do that. But what do we have here? The Nidalee locked in by Black Infinity from the
Yeah.
side of Temple.
And
Canyon
that-
Gaming in India.
Yeah, that Nidalee pick tells me that the Ezreal could be mid lane in this game, or they might decide to pick up the Lucian in the mid lane. Lilia pick, however, sets up the Yone now in this game perfectly. You can go that AD mid route, and that would make much more sense than it did in the previous 2 games.
Question is, will they pick it though? I mean, this is the opportunity they have. Going to be interesting to see how the Lily also pans out. Very strong in the late game as well in terms of damage, and they have gotten the Blitzcrank for themselves. Like, this could potentially be a Nautilus ban, Kaka. What do you feel? Because now they picked a Rel.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
But the playmaking potential, just talk to me a little bit more about Rel's playmaking potential versus Nautilus. Do you feel as if they could have just picked the Nautilus here as well, but instead have chosen to pick Rel for some other reason? Like,
Yeah. I think Nautilus would have been a much better pick. With the Ezreal, of course, you can buffer both the hooks, but the ultimate that follows up for Nautilus against the Ezreal or any mobile champion can be life-threatening, right? So I would have much preferred if it was Kai'Sa and Nautilus bot lane, because they complement each other so well, stacking the passive very easily. But Black Thief has been very comfortable on the Blitzcrank, and his, again, as we discussed before the game one, his hooks were point click, and even in the game, in the first game, his hooks were on point. So not the worst pick. Of course, there are better picks out there. And now, speaking of bans, Yone has been banned, and that is already spelling trouble.
we discussed this, right? Fireball, you said Kled is Maniac champion, Yasuo is another Maniac champion, Yone is something he's really good at. What happens when you ban all 3? What is his next go-to comfort?
I mean, Copy really needs to bring something out of his bag right now, because he's definitely feeling the heat of this draft phase already. So Temple of Kings are already off the bat focusing Copy, and we did see that he did not have the best of series till now, was really struggling on that Yone in the bot side. Akshaj coming out on top again and again and again, so this just makes it even harder for him. So Copy really needs to, calm himself down and see what he can do. And I like the hover that is going on right now, the Zeri, the Twitch. So as Kaka mentioned, this Ezreal could be going in the mid lane, and Angel's Lotus will be looking to hyper carry this game on this Twitch. I'm really excited to see what that brings on the table. And we did see the Garen being locked in by Venom from the side of Reign of Terror. So we are looking for the top laner from Temple of Kings. Again, they tend to give him the last pick all the time. So against this Garen, they are hovering the On right now, which is a highly scaling champion. So we do see a lot of scaling champions from the side of Temple of Kings in the Twitch, in the On, and in the Ezreal. So maybe not as much of early game shenanigans as the last game.
Kaka, I'm going to ask you, Twitch in the current meta is not something we see here often. Is usually paired up with a Lulu or a Yumi or something that can give it a lot of buffs, never alone by itself.
They've been locked in.
I don't know what's happening. Yeah. What are these
Yeah. Look, I am not against the Draven mid pick against the Ezreal, provided you don't die and you get your laning phase that you want, which I don't think will be the scenario. Speaking about the Twitch, I think it's a good spot to pick Twitch. The enemy team does not have the most of the range or any hard engage except for the hook that is going to jump on the Twitch. And with the beefy frontline that the Twitch has in the Rel, in the On, I think it's a good spot for Twitch. I really like the pick. I really like what Temple of Kings have brought to the table. Really good beefy tanks, really good carries, a mix of damage as well. On the other side, Reign of Terror, I mean, I don't mind it. This is the last game. Might as well bring out champions that you're going to have fun with. And that's what it sounds like and looks like for me. The Draven in the mid lane can have a good laning phase. But except for that, I don't see anything else coming out from the Draven in the mid lane.
the comps have been rounded off, right? You do see a lot of tank and engage potential coming out from the blue team, right? On the red side, the only sort of engage you really have is potentially a Lilia sleeve if it lands with multiple people, or the Blitzcrank hook, right? It is more of a big base composition. I'm not sure in totality what Reign of Terror comps wants to do. Maybe Kaka, you can shine a bit more about it. But at least it looks like Temple of Kings have a very well-rounded draft with AP jungle. You have the Twitch, you have the Ezreal, a lot of damage, a lot of tank. Seems to know what it needs to do, and I think looks stronger in team fights as well.
Yeah, 100%. And the ways to victory for each teams, I think Temple of Kings can just completely scale up, get those 2-3 items power spike and look to team fight. Whereas Reign of Terror, you have to get that Draven ahead. If the Draven falls behind, this game is just done and the series is signed, sealed and delivered to Temple of Kings. So that's the only win condition that I see, unless the Kai'Sa, of course, has a standout game, or even the Blitzcrank, which is very unlikely because of what Temple of Kings have drafted. But yeah, if the Draven does not get ahead, it spells a lot of trouble for Reign of Terror.
Fireball, what do you think about the bot lane matchups, right? We have the Kai'Sa Blitzcrank into the Twitch and the Rel. Which lane do you see sort of have an advantage, or do you see them both as sort of equal lanes that can just scale up to mid to late game?
I mean, I would definitely think the Kai'Sa and the Blitzcrank are the stronger lane coming into against the Twitch and the Rel. The Twitch definitely needs time to ramp up, and the early to mid game fighting potential is definitely towards the side of this Kai'Sa, and it pairs up really well with the Blitzcrank as well. So Blitzcrank with his CCs can apply 2 stacks of Kai'Sa passive already onto the enemy champions, and so this will depend on the hooking ability of Black Thief, which we already know is really on point. So I think that Potato Monster would be fancying his chances, and let's just hope if he gets ahead, he does not make any bad decisions as he did in the previous game, and he maintains that lead and tries to put his team on his back alongside the Draven.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game 3. We are seeing a lot of unconventional picks coming out, at least on the side of Reign of Terror with the Draven mid. Can work out really well. Like you said, one right kill, or cannot work out really well and be like one right death and then you're GG. So I think that it's a lot of high risk, high reward sort of a playstyle coming out from Reign of Terror right here. But you know, this is game 3. At this point, if you don't want to put out the Hail Mary, what else can you do, right? So remember, guys, we are in game 3. The current score stands at 2-0 in favor of Temple of Kings. This is potentially their last game of the. I mean, they could potentially win this out if they win one more, or Reign of Terror could potentially make a comeback by winning this game and then trying to make it further ahead in this game. We are going into Champ Select. Quick thoughts before. Sorry, we're going into game soon, but quick thoughts before the game starts. Kaka, if I had to give you an odds percentage, how much percent chance Temple of Kings versus how much percent you're going to give to Reign of Terror?
I mean, just because I can't say 100-0, I would say that there's a 95% chance that Temple of Kings do win this game.
I'm going to ask the same thing of Fireball as well. Fireball, you've seen the draft, you've seen the gameplay. What are your predictions in this game?
I mean, after the showing that they had in second game, I would like definitely go towards the side of Temple of Kings as well. If you're asking me for a number, I'll just go for 99 towards Temple of Kings.
Totally unbiased casters giving a very objective analysis. The fact that 95%, if this was a chance for anyone to play odds, you know, I'd put my money on Reign of Terror just to see some crazy action happening. But we are going to start.
I would take that money gladly.
Yeah, I mean, I for every 5 rupees I put, I'll get 95 back, right? So I'll take those odds. You can take my 5 rupees and buy some candy. That's totally fine. But should be exciting. I think Garen versus the top lane as well. We are seeing the matchup on. Again, On can just farm up and then just give items to his team and stay relevant. Garen can just stay in the bush, do certain things. I actually like the On pick because it just negates whatever Garen wants to do. Like maybe
of course you like the On pick, Bishi.
I mean, you know why. Complete single-handedly does damage, does a lot of CC, gives gold to his team. I mean, he's a perfect champ.
Gives items to his team.
Yeah, so yeah. I mean, what else do you want? There's
but
a new champ in the
top
block,
lane,
however.
Bishi, they are Venom is going to play with Ignite, so it is going to be a rough laning phase for the On. Like I haven't seen him. We haven't seen the runes and summoner spells obviously, but that is what I would expect. You are 2-0 down, just take the Ignite, just go for the solo kills,
go Ignite,
try to carry
go
the team
Conqueror, take Stride Breaker,
exactly.
just get that complete damage output going. potentially being a menace, because at a certain point, right, we've seen this happen in ULCS. There's a guy called Adam. He's a part of Team BDS. He plays Garen as well. He just sits in a bush. Once you have enough items, it's just one strike breaker is all it takes to sit in the bush, just put the silence onto a carry, and then just kill them in one shot. So there are these plays that a Garen can make. So I don't definitely think of it as a troll pick as well. I think there are certain champions who can make it happen. And there's one person in Indian gamer meta who can pull that off. It's potentially going to be Venom. And looking forward to seeing how that happens. Nidalee as well, generally considered a very fast clear, gets a goal lead purely because of the fact that she's clearing fast, and then through the poke-based playstyle that she has is how we win out. That's how currently as well you'll see a team called Genji from Korea as well using that as well. And also recently we saw Fnatic played against G2 in the semifinals in Game 5, actually pulled out the Nidalee and won the game. So potentially a very smart pick. I'm very looking forward to seeing how
Razok did very well in that game against that was Game 5, I believe, against
Game
G2,
5 of the
semifinal
show.
Yeah, exactly. So, and for the Nidalee to be successed, sorry to cut you off, you need a lot of CC in the other lanes, and that is one issue that Temple of Kings do have in this game. Mid lane does not have a lot of CC. Top lane on not the most reliable CC. So in the bot lane though, there is a rel. So that is where I would like the Nidalee to go, and I think that's where we are going to see the most action in the game anyway.
Yep. Fireball, what do you have to think about the mid lane matchup in the Ezreal versus you're an ADC man yourself? Like, I'm pretty sure you would have not imagined seeing a meta where Draven versus Ezreal is playing mid and not bot.
I mean, I still remember the meta where people were not playing ADCs in the bot lane as well. They would just pick something else, and now it's just a complete 360. We've seen a lot of team comps with 3 ADCs, but here we see a level 1.
He gets onto the rel and gets the first blood. This time it's looking very good for Reign of Terror because they got the kill in the back top. There is no CC, mind you, anymore. They need to run away. They got a little too overzealous right here. They shall be fine as long as they survive with the flashes. Well, TEC kills needs to flash himself. Plus flashes right time. One more HP. The poison sticking. The hook lands onto Angel's Lotus, who does have his flashing barrier, mind you, so he used to be fine right there. Trying to go in ham. Here comes the stun as well. They want the kill onto Angel's Lotus. They get the kills onto Angel's Lotus, but not before they give away 2 kills for themselves as well. Eventually it's still a 2 for 2, but this time Kaka, the kill goes over to Akshaj and Angel's Lotus on the side of Yoke.
Yeah, and level 1 shenanigans coming in Blitzcrank, you always want to hook. And one more point there, never ever, guys, this is an advice to anyone who plays League of Legends, do not level up your skills instantly, because if the on had started either, he would get a massive knockup, and that could have been a different invade. But starts with the W because that's what you need for the lane, and I think that was a point to be taken at least. Fight in the mid lane.
About to happen, Kaka.
He drops his axe! He drops his axe, and that will end up resulting in a kill for
you
Akshar.
Do not like to see that.
We need a replay of that, but man, Fireball, what did you have to say? The moment was looking good for him. And this just happens.
I mean, yeah, I was just about to say that there's no way the Ezreal is gonna come out on top against the Draven level 1, but there you see he just drops his axe, and that's what makes the Ezreal get the kill right there. So misplay coming out by Verticals right there, so Draven already going behind, loses off on the wave as well.
You don't want to see that coming out from the Draven. Had the barrier as well, but if he had just pressed tab and seen that the Ezreal had a long sword to his name, maybe he wouldn't have fought the Ezreal. And how Ezreal works is you keep connecting your Qs and you get attack speed, right? So that is again one of the things that mattered in the 1v1. And Draven, we talked about this pre-game. You do not want to get behind.
Yeah.
And the worst way to get behind is just dying solo at level 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's unexpected. At least the fact that he didn't have a lot of stacks, so it was still maybe not the worst horrible thing. But it's just such a momentum shift, right? You have 2 kills on the Ezreal, who's now having a long sword, has a clear stacking for himself. He's in such a beautiful place.
I mean, I still think the Draven has the power to fight Ezreal, even if the Ezreal has 2 kills on himself, just because how strong the champion is. But definitely he'll have to make sure that he plays it well, does not drop his axes. And I still think Akshas needs to be very careful going against this Draven and not get overconfident.
Yeah. And at this point, you know, I don't know, man. Like, it just feels as if, you know, I'm rooting for him.
He jumps in.
He jumps in. Draven gets jumped on the Ezreal. One more attack, he gets the kill. Fireball, I mean, that theory you said might not work out because Ezreal just jumped on him and just made
Yeah,
mincemeat
like
out of
level
it.
advantage. As soon as he gets the level 4, he sees that he has the level advantage on the Draven right now with the longsword as well. He's not afraid to E in. The hook will connect onto the bottom lane. Meanwhile, the jungler is here from Reign of Terror is here as
They
well.
want to use the hook as well. They got the hook on Kratos as well. I think at this point, how are they not dying? It is so
Angels,
difficult.
Lotus and Kratos play that so beautifully, like, oh my god, but the hook will connect again and they end up getting the kill back. What is going on in this bot lane? Angels,
I saw
Lotus
this
and
first
Kratos
one,
absolutely
And guys,
smurfing
Ezreal
there.
is on his way to the bot lane as well, so
Oh,
he
but
might
he
get a double
dies.
kill.
Angels,
I mean,
Lotus, however,
Angels-
ends
yeah,
up giving
just
away that
not
kill.
respecting
At
so
this point,
unfortunate.
again, not bad.
Oh,
Kratos
God.
Oh my
gets a
god.
shutdown
Oh
onto the
my
Ezreal.
god, what is going on?
Oh lord. I think we're in for another game, guys.
Could we just get a replay of that? You will see Black
Kaka,
Thief
break it down
again.
though. Yeah, a lot of things happened in the last fight.
I mean, a lot happened, but Black Thief on that Blitzcrank is connecting every single hook.
I'm mad. It's mad.
And if you
the amount
connect
of
so many
success
hooks,
he
I
had.
mean, it's going to spell trouble for the side of TOK, and that's what we see. Every hook has connected so far.
Yeah, I think Twitch didn't realize that Potato was there. He
Oh
just
my
runs about and presses
God.
Q, and that was just. And in the mid lane as well, we see another fight while the replay is being shown. Another 1v1 happens where the Draven is now 0-3 and 1. So the
Yeah,
top
he
lane,
tried
however-
to dive. He tried to dive the Twitch.
Oh, the stat conqueror on the Garen just taking down the
so,
on
like,
right
before
there.
we can even complete one fight, another fight's about to happen. So while that fight
Yeah.
was happening, top lane, right? Garen just went on with the Conqueror with the double longsword and the attack speed that he had, and just completely 1v1s him. And good on the fact that Reign of Terror is doing good in the top lane, doing fine, amazingly well other in the bot lane. It's a mid lane where they're absolutely struggling right now. But still, 2 winning lanes is not the worst thing. Black Team could be in trouble right here. They see him on the ward and they jump on him, and here comes Lilia as well. Lilia is still level 5 man. He has to flash away and he will survive. But Angel's Lotus is running away, does not have to flash. Lilia has to flash as well. One more Q is all it takes for Lilia to get the kill. She's waiting, she's hitting. So one more auto attack, I think that should be fine. There you have it. He will just survive, and yet another kill onto the Ezreal onto the Twitch at this point. Meanwhile, Nidalee ends up getting the Void Grubs, but again, this is a win coming out for Terror.
This Kaisa is surely building up a huge lead for herself, so definitely Proto Monster is gonna be a menace on that Kaisa right now. But in the mid lane, we see another almost solo kill. I don't think the Rel did all that much over there, and Akshaj is just continuously showing the difference in class, the difference in ability. It's just a massive mid gap.
But I have to ask you,
series.
how much of this is tilt on the side of Verticals? Because this is
100%.
something. Because these are Grandmaster Challenger level players, right? Like, this is not a gold low lobby, right? Like, this is somewhere where
Yeah,
you know that
I
you
mean-
have the skill set to avoid. The fact that you're still taking trades is a sign that you're tilted, right? And it's just so sad to see that happen in what could otherwise have been a great game for Reign of Terror, because they're winning everywhere else. Like, at this point, they could have done a lot more of this game.
Draven to
Yeah,
knock
Garen
the
has his
Nidalee
ultimate.
off.
Garen's not using his ultimate. Oh, sorry, Judgment there he does. He does end up using it and gets another kill. So 2 kills finally. Draven gets the cash out, which does not have enough cash to
I mean,
cash
3
out.
for 0 right there for Reign of Terror.
But then again, see, they're
Definitely
winning fights,
misplay.
right? I'm telling you, they're winning fights, but just if the mid laner doesn't tilt right now and just plays well, they can actually do well in this game. They're ahead in gold for the first time in like 3 games.
I mean, yeah, misplay coming out from Temple of Kings right there in the bottom lane. Angels, Lotus, and Kratos try to look for an engage right there, but this Kaisa is just so far ahead of this twist that they have to be careful. A favorable trade going in favor of the side of Temple of Kings, but we did see Draven get back 1 kill, so let's see if that brings him some joy and he tries to play a little more careful.
I mean, if we just look at the gold difference in the mid lane, I think there's going to be 1 or 2,000 gold.
1500 at least. Yeah, 1500.
There you go. Akshaj has taken multiple plates as well in the mid lane, is about to take 1 more. So, I mean, yes, ROT is winning fights, but that Ezreal will be a problem. And Twitch is ever scaling champion, right? He will outrange the Kaisa. And in team fights, I don't think Kaisa will be able to jump the backline as you would wish. because of the lack of CC. And
He's fighting him again.
Draven
He's fighting him
fancies
again.
himself
I don't know why.
again.
Yeah, he's gonna die again.
Level advantage, the
time-
barrier is there as well. Ultimate landing, but the last and final Q seals the deal for Akshay. So dangerously close that one right there. The barrier did help out Draven a little bit, but he's just so far behind at this point. It didn't matter.
He lost with the barrier advantage, however, right? So it was like Ezreal didn't have barrier. You just 59 gold
Someone
ahead.
tell
And,
Copy to stop. He's already 1-5.
yeah, I think this is not like the Yasuo game where you can expect. Oh my God, Black
Oh
Thief,
my
stop
God,
hooking
Black
so
Thief.
much. Holy, this guy just is insane with his hooks, man. And at this point, you see another fight happening, and Predator Monster will be
Oh,
in trouble. Right? He
great
just flash
re-engage
away.
coming by
Black
Kratos
Thief
right there.
is getting hooked on, does end up using his third ability, but gets a
kill.
shutdown. Oh, close.
Insane re-engage right there by Wait, Rock. Hello. Okay, we'll just assume
Someone
we'll
teach him all
pretend we didn't
mechanics,
see that.
guys. Sleepy, and there we go. Kill yours.
Yeah, let's
we
get a
just
replay
loaded-
of that bot fight again, guys. Because
Yeah, that
Black
was
Thief
close.
is not missing any hooks, is he? But what we did not see off screen was that Kaisa ulted in. That's how she got caught by the Rel
I
ult.
was wondering what happened there. How did she end up dying there? Okay, this happened. Look at where the Kaisa is right now. Oh, she ends up just getting poked out by the Twitch actually, and that's where the
Yeah.
death happens.
And-
And then well taken.
and-
Oh my God.
Sub 10 minutes, 2 level advantage, 5 plates, 1 turret. Observer,
This
can we
is gonna
please
be
just
epic.
see the goal difference again so that we can
2000
highlight
apiece.
how uncompetitive this mid lane
Oh
is?
I
my
can't.
God.
2,500. I cannot get this gold in a co-op versus AI game, dude. Like, what the hell is this? 10 minutes and 2,500. Like, what is this? Like, at this point, I don't
60
know, man.
CS to 100 copies just getting destroyed and slapped around. And
Oh,
Black
good-
Thief,
good
please
hook again.
stop it.
Another
I mean,
hook.
not the best champion to hook into your
I mean,
team
we-
right there, but still.
You also have to look at like very, very good CSing, Kaka. Like 98 CS at 10 minutes is also very
Yeah.
commendable considering that you have just taken fights over and over again.
Another one.
Maybe-
Okay, that's a good dodge, but he dies anyway. I mean,
Oh my God.
this guy has just raised his white flag, I think, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, is it just GG for him? Like, he should realize the Kaisa is was so far ahead at one point as well. He could have just played it safe a little bit, try to give his team some sort of leverage to, carry from the other side of the map, but he has just created such a big divide in the mid lane. I don't think it is possible for this Kaisa to outdamage the Ezreal and the Twitch anymore.
Yeah, Black Thief is gonna go after the team right here. They want to go after the Twitch. Oh, the Twitch, the hook actually does not land from Black Thief for the rare occurrence. But here comes Lilia trying to do a lot of damage. Here comes Kaisa as well, trying to dish out damage as well, and will get the kill back. There's 2 for 0. Finally, some respite coming out for Terra right here, but not before they lose the mid lane tower again. And on the top side, the On is just looking to be in a bit of trouble right now.
Oh,
Should
this
actually
time
could be in
Ezreal does
trouble.
not have mana.
Yeah, he does not have
so-
flash. Can we move to the Ezreal, please? Or he'll be fine.
The,
The board didn't have
the
flash.
plates have not timed out yet, and the mid lane second turret is down. And that
But
I-
have you
I
noticed,
can't
Taka? Like even Lilia is not really helping them out. Lilia is just like, you know what? I've left the mid
how
lane
do you
completely.
help him out when the guy
Yeah.
dies solo 6 times? You can't. Even if she does help him, he is going to fight 1v1. He is going to die 1v1. So I don't think putting resources into the mid lane is the. It should be the
ideal.
game plan anyway.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
is
like Lilia is
tanking balls.
doing well, going on to the bot side, getting this Kaisa as far as that possible. Because I think the Kaisa is the only way for Reign of Terror to get back into this game right now.
Yeah, Twitch comes
Yeah,
again with
I
his
agree with
invisibility. Oh my god,
Oh
that
my
damage
God!
too.
You just delete the Blitzcrank.
I feel so bad for Reign of Terror. Right? Finally, the bot lane showed up. Finally, the jungler showed up. Finally, the top lane showed up. And then the mid lane just goes completely kaput.
Like everything we talked about in the pre-game lobby, where Lilia would be able to help the Draven. I'm gonna pause that thought and let you guys take over this guy.
Yeah, the ult does happen on at this point. The ult one gets used, and there you have it. Ezreal actually ganking all lanes possible, and is like having a shutdown on himself, doing whatever he can. And in spite of how bad the game looks, right, the goalie Kaka is just 1,000 gold behind. He's not completely away, right? This tells you that the game is not completely lost for them, even though they're losing towers left, right, and center.
Yeah, but we have to see how the gold is being distributed. So all the correct champions on side of Temple of Kings having the gold where it matters. I mean, the Lilia does have the gold for ROT, the Kaisa a little bit as well, but I just feel the Ezreal and Twitch being so far ahead of the curve is just...
I think the Twitch is fine. I think the Ezreal is just too far ahead of the curve. Right? The biggest gap right now is in the mid lane where there's around 3,500 or 3,000 gold deficit, which is where most of TOK's lead is coming from at this point. And again, if you see another fight happening, isn't could be in trouble right here. Here comes the Rel. What a beautiful engage. But here comes Gavin at the right point. There we go. Venom. He can get the kill. Another hook is what is required. Blackfield uses the hook, misses at this time. And here comes Ezreal poke and his poke is coming in. They need to run away. Here comes Twitch. He gets sorted out. Gets the knock up. The kill is there. Can Link Angel to survive? No, he cannot survive. Beautiful. Judgment is still not available. Rather gets used. Ezreal gets 2 kills for himself. He is a monster. The hook does land. The follow-up is there. Ezreal is alive. He will still stay alive. Maybe will jump in. Triple kill going in for the side of Akshas right here. You know what? Reign of Terror are trying their absolute best. When you have a Draven missing in the entire game, you just know for a fact that you can't win this fight.
Oh my god, the snipe. So essentially a quadra kill coming out for Akshaj in the mid lane right there.
Yeah, and guys, 15 minutes in, the guy has Triforce, Mana Mune almost stacked up to Muramana, and just shows the gold as well, because he just got like 3 kills.
4 kills.
And a lot of gold. 4 kills. So he is going to go back and pick up like a BS sword, or even Cyril does, Last Whisper. So I'm just very... I'm just looking at the items and checking what he's going to pick.
I mean, it's not even close enough to surrender. You need 4 more minutes to surrender this game as well.
Oh no, you can 15 FF right now. Props where it's due, as Ian is trying his best. All of his game plan, which was to get the Draven ahead, was lost when the Draven died 1v1 at level 1.
5,000 gold deficit, Kaka. There's a 5,000 gold deficit in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean,
God. That's just unheard of in the grand finals. I mean, this is
Credit
not
when
even
it's
the
due.
early
Everyone
stages
else
of
is
the game.
even, okay? The whole goal lead that TOK has is all in the mid lane.
That's what I'm talking about. It finally, when it looked like Reign of Terror has some sort of an advantage and they were making plays, the massive void in the mid lane that has been created thanks to Wellstickers just fighting repeatedly on tilt, I think it's just very hard for Reign of Terror to come back now. But Ezreal on this Lilia doing work, trying really hard to bring this game
the damage
back.
is quite a lot.
Ezreal goes god, like they killed the Draven again. They're going to get the bot second turret. Muramana stacked up. I mean, they can fight all they want, but I don't think it's going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, you can see Najai is
are we going for some sort of competitive Indian record for most deaths in a grand final, or what is
we've seen around seen more than 10, but I think more than 11 I don't remember. So he just needs 2 more to break the record of the most deaths in a competitive tournament.
I mean,
let's see,
cementing his place in this finals in all of the wrong ways possible.
If he was playing Yasuo, I would say it's another thing, the 0-10 power spike, but this is Draven.
Oh, Black Infinity does get caught out right there. Another kill will go on to the Kaisa. So Kaisa getting 6 kills for her own, so definitely strong on herself, but Velticles, wherever he goes, he just is not having a fun time.
Yeah, the On heard that there was some freebies.
Oh, Ezreal could be in trouble right here. The judgment will end up getting used. 1 more HP, and the flash Q is there.
Oh,
and the
massive shutdown for Draven!
Yeah, that puts him just 3,000 gold behind now. Which is
just 3,000.
No. You press X, you will see how behind he is. There's a whole show on
he's still 5,000 gold behind. Never mind. It's as if this didn't make any difference to his gold episode. What the hell? He's 5,500 gold behind still, in spite of cashing what maybe looks like
hey, he's 1,200 gold up on the support, so that's something.
Oh, amazing. Meanwhile, Angel's Float is doing what he does best, taking inhibitors and turrets in the mid lane. He's just happily just taking towers wherever he can at this point. And Kratos, I think, will look to run away at this point. And I think maybe that kill may have given him some confidence to walk in front of the Twitch. And
I don't think it's a kill. He has been walking forward and dying every time he has. So
They
Let's see.
finally
He might
have
get
some
one more
support
kill here.
from his team right there, so they do end up taking down the bot lane of Temple of Kings. Kratos and Angel's Lotus definitely staying there for way too long, maybe feeling a little overconfident, but they have to realize the other members, especially this Kaisa and the Garen, do dish out a lot of damage.
There are 44 kills in 18 minutes. We are averaging 2.5 kills a minute. At this point,
Quick
like,
math.
this is called the Indian League of Legends meta, guys. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah, and
bloodier than
TOK
any other meta you see.
TOK is getting complacent, bar Akshaj right now, and I don't think they should do that. They have done it previously against AOK when they were 10,000 gold ahead, and that game they only won because they had to backdoor the enemy nexus. So they are getting quite complacent. I will say that, and all four of them need to step up right now and finish this game and take the series home.
Yeah, because look at the Lilia's goal, right? Lilia's 2,000 gold, or 1.6k gold ahead. She's doing really well for herself. Garen actually has enough damage that if he gets a Q onto the Ezreal, he can at least dish out half damage for him. And Draven survives because of the teleport from Garen. Here comes Garen. Does not have the confidence to go in, and that's rightly said because on teleport as well. So he does what he can. Venom saves his teammate by teleporting for himself. Meanwhile, Kratos is in a bit of trouble right now because he tries to go and has to flash away. Here, hook comes Black Thief yet again. Potato Monster really benefiting out of this play right here. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Garen has to still run away. Black Thief wants more kills, but I think you should be careful in front of the Ezreal. That last cone was not the right one to have taken, but he will still be fine. Never mind, flash and Q from the Nidalee gets the kill. Meanwhile, on the other side as well, the ultimate's a bit too late. The shutdown of the Lilia ends up going to the Twitch, and this could potentially be Q for Baron for TOK.
Yeah, and that's going to be Baron for TOK.
Draven, what are you doing, my man?
I think that question we can ask him every minute of this game, and look at the
Actually
Ezreal.
nice from
like,
Potato Monster to dodge it, but
2 and 10
Yeah.
already, is not afraid to press W. That is just still playing right there. Is this not the sort of mentality you want to be having, considering this is an elimination game for them in the grand finals, none other than anything else? You do not, maybe he just wants to be the star of the team. I don't know what's going on right there. Potato Monster was so far ahead, he could have just let him have the agency, play safe, maybe build up those stacks and try to get a big cash out in a team fight or something, but no, he just decides to die again and again and again and again, and just allowing this Ezreal to put his entire team on his back off of that.
yeah, at this point things are looking pretty bad for ROT right here. They are trying to contest this dragon, mind you. I don't see how this will benefit them. They have lost a Cloud Drake as well. I like how Angel's Lotus is waiting in position just to use his spray and pray rather on the opponents, but they will look to run away. But here comes Kratos. Kratos is looking for an engage right here as well. Let's see if he's successful in doing so. They get the knock-up onto the Ezreal. Ezreal unfortunately does not have time for his flash, and he doesn't have flash to begin with. Ends up getting
Another thing I
dying
want to
in that
brush up
position as
is this is the first game we have seen Black Infinity not put up that much of an impact that he has in the previous game. Ezreal did so well to out jungle him, and he was really on the map everywhere. So we did see Potato Monster go ahead, we did see Ezreal go ahead as well. So they had done really well to shut down Black Infinity, who is such a big threat, and it was looking just so good for Reign of Terror, but it was not.
Yeah, I think
turning
they
out
have
into
been let
something else.
down by the Draven in the mid lane. All four of them have performed well, getting the solo kills, the double kills in the bot lane, Lilia being everywhere. But this is what happens when not to be too rude, but one person runs it down. And I think we are looking at the end of the game here.
Yeah, the end of the tournament at this point, no matter how well Reign of Terrors have played, it is still Temple of Kings and Akshaj at the forefront of Game 3 that will sear this team towards victory. At this point, they're trying to go after the Garen, the last sole person survivor. He ends up getting a kill, mind you, before finally succumbing to his own death. Meanwhile,
good
it's a nice
essence plug
buffering
right
of
there.
it's a good buffering of his third ability. But there you have it. Temple of Kings are your winners of the League of Legends Community Cup organized by TEC. They are your victors. Kaka, Fireball, your thoughts on Temple of Kings and this finale?
I mean, there you go, guys. Temple of Kings just wiping the floor with every single opponent that they came across. Did not drop even a single map. Only really made them run for their money. The team was Altar of Kings in that second game. But even then, Temple of Kings just showing us again and again how they will win every single tournament that they take part in, and we need someone to stop these guys. I mean, honestly, it's just so one-sided every time these people play. And Temple of Kings 3-0 in the grand finals of the July Open powered by Zotac, and I'm just stunned. It was not even close. Temple of Kings just wiping the floor once again, showing us all why we keep hyping these guys up. Like most of the players in the chat, they doubt us and they ask why do we keep hyping up Temple of Kings so much. Well, you see them play and you get the answers yourself, and it was just so one-sided.
Yeah, and this third game was a pretty painful watch as a mid lane main. Props to Akshaj, he killed the enemy Draven 9 times, but not a close series again. 2 games back to back, 22-55 and 22-56. Although I will give props to ROT's 4 other members who played their hearts out in the third game. But unfortunately, or fortunately, TOK again reigning supreme, showing us why they are the best team in South Asia, and why someone needs to step up and how to beat these guys.
Yeah, someone has to step up because this is a team that has reigned supreme for a really long time now. We can see why, right? Like they have such superstar lineup at that point, and they just are consistent in the gameplay as well. We do see people coming close to them, but always faltering at that one finish line where they're either inconsistent or just are not able to pull it off. However, this is the start of what is an amazing journey for League of Legends. Today it was Temple of Kings. Tomorrow it could be you, the fans who are watching this, who could potentially participate in this tournament and grow the League of Legends scene. So make sure you guys are following our official League of Legends Discord. It's called discord.gg/LOLINCA, so make sure you follow that. But for now, I think we have to talk about how well TOK have played. I think honestly it was a stellar performance from everyone in the team. Most notably, I would say Black Infinity, Angels Lotus, and Akshat shined yet again. Also Kratos for that matter. Yeah, so I think everyone did their job, even the top laner, right? I think he had a slightly weird game one, but beyond that played quite well. So all around a very star-studded performance, and that's what constitutes a good team, right? When you have no like very clear weaknesses, when everyone plays a part, I think the sum of the parts ends up becoming bigger than just the individual skills as well. I think that's where you have to give kudos, but also a round of applause to Reign of Terrors. They did make it all the way to the finals. It was not an easy journey, but they did clearly showed that they were the second best team in the tournament, and they did give TOK some hiccups in a few of the times, which made it look like it could go close. In fact, the last game I think would have been completely different if Copy's mindset was a bit different. I think the team had a lot of potential to really carry that game. It would have been a very fun match as well. But you know what? There's the next time. We will see if we can have more of these events coming up. But this is what League of Legends is, guys. It's a game where teamwork really matters. Individual skills can shine out as well, and there's just a lot to be learned. And I want to just thank the Esports Club for organizing this along with Riot Games to sort of put more impetus and initiatives towards growing League of Legends in India and South Asia as well, right? So I think we are going to move to the next segment a bit soon, right, Arnav?
Right, and congratulations to TOK again, winning out. I mean, they have been winning all the tournaments in the recent years. I mean, for the last 1 or 2 years, they have been winning every single tournament. And props to Reign of Terror as well. They did come into the final undefeated and not making it look close in any of the games. So good job. They will win 20,000 rupees. Not too shabby.
I mean, I think players from Temple of Kings, they need to add some more space in their trophy cabinet. It's definitely overflowing with all of the championships that they have, and they just keep on dominating this region. And it's just like one team region at this point. So do we see any other team coming close to these guys at least? Because there's not any competition to them at all. So we haven't seen any teams that come close to defeating them as well. So let's just hope that
TOK did come
Esports
close,
Club,
actually.
I mean, that ended up being a 2-0 as well. So they did not manage to take off even a single game out of Temple of Kings. So
they did go undefeated the entire tournament, right?
That's what we're talking about.
Dropped a single map.
the esports club organizing so many tournaments gives chances to so many more players to showcase their talents as well. And let's just hope, because of this and how League of Legends is coming back into the community, we do see 5 people just grouping together and deciding, man, I've had enough of Temple of Kings winning every single championship, and I'm gonna be the one to change that. And let's just hope that we do see a big rivalry forming up in the coming days.
And that's the sort of mentality that it's going to take for someone to dethrone Temple of Kings. You have to be stubborn and just push yourselves that hard to win the game. I know, I have been there, and there is no feeling like winning the tournament. It is just so addictive. So someone has to be so stubborn and be like, they have to brute force their way to victory. And I can't wait to see if we will see something.
Yep, as we head into the damage, also the match summary at this point, this game was the highest kills you've seen in this tournament. I would say, I think around more than 60-70 kills happened in a span of just 23 minutes, more than 2 kills a minute at this point. But this was all TOK all the way, all the towers, all the dragons, all the barons, all the void grubs. I mean, just the goal deficit at this point, it was still looking even for a good part of the mid game because of how well the other 4 members of ROT were playing. It was just the mid game gap that went and ended up becoming 2x of what it was. But eventually, that gap sort of did spread out to every other member of the team as well, and they were able to amass nearly a 9,000 goal lead for themselves, and then quickly take out the game through just pushing mid incessantly over and over again. Right. So congratulations to TOK, 3-0. Undefeated in the entire tournament. This is definitely the team to watch out for in the upcoming scene as well, right? This is a team that you need to aspire to beat. This is your T1. This is your team that is the mean team to sort of beat, right? So I think it'll be interesting to see how moving forward, if there are more events happening, how some of these local teams will end up stacking up and seeing if they can give the TOK a run for their money. But right now, what this tournament tells us is the team to watch out for, right? And that's going to be TOK as well. And moving on to the damage graph, Fireball, take it away. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Ezreal all the way, but let me see if I'm surprised.
It's not going to be close. Ezreal just stealing the show entirely, and Draven not helping his case as well just made sure that Ezreal kept getting those kills again and again and again. I mean, I feel there comes a point where if you die 2 times, okay fine, 3 times in lane, that you realize, okay, maybe I'm not beating this guy 1v1 at least anymore. So just wait for your jungler, who's so far ahead as well. Mind you, the Lilia was so far ahead of the game curve in the mid game, but just not respecting.
So was the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, just not respecting that and trying to go for the hero plays himself. But alas, all of that is behind us. He did end up paying with the championship for that. And Akshaj, we kept talking about how Black Infinity is so well in pushing his advantage as well. But to have a look at Akshaj in this mid lane, he gets 1 or 2 kills earlier on, and he just snowballed the heck out of that. There was like at a point when he's eing into 2 members, 3 members, just so confident, dishing out all that DPS, and definitely making sure whatever advantages ROT had was completely nullified by this single Ezreal in the mid lane.
Yeah, and he was the series MVP for me at least. First game dealt the most damage. Yeah, got the most damage in 2 of 3 games, got solo kills in all 3 games. And he just, if there is a definition of mid gap, you just watch this game 3 and you won't have to ever think about it again. So he's the series MVP for me, and props to him. He did amazingly well in the series.
Yep, I think this is a testament to him as a player. Like, very, very consistent in his gameplay, always ranks up a lot and make sure he's always at challenger level. Even right now, I think challenger right now, right? So definitely a pinnacle of a esport athlete for India as well, in terms of League of Legends. We aspire to hope that we can create more of these athletes as we grow the game as well. Hopefully in the near future we might even have a slot for Worlds, you never know. But it's good to see that there's so much talent coming out from India that is actually quite good, right? And the whole idea, hopefully through tournaments, as we grow and give aspirational opportunities for a lot of these players to showcase these talents as well. This is a team that did go to Asian Games and did a very respectable performance, considering that we don't even have an esports scene in our country, right? So it's quite good to see that initiative coming out. And I think he had a great support from his entire team. They all worked very well together. Like Kratos with his Nautilus hooks and just amazing gameplay. Even Angel's Lotus and the person before that who played Seraphine as well. Very clean
Yeah.
game from him. I have to give him kudos to it. I definitely did not make it look like there was a deficit there as well. And even Black Infinity, as always, consistent to the T at this point, had a great game too on the Viego. Just snowballed his
Right.
kills and lead out of control of that game, right?
He's so good when he doesn't perform to his expected levels. We are disappointed. So that's how it is. And he's been, I think, the MVP of the whole tournament. I mean, you could have a debate about him or Kratos, because Kratos has been that good as well. And again, Black Thief as well played his hearts out, connected every hook in the third game as well. So shout out to him as well. Keep doing what you're doing. And yeah.
Yeah, Fireball, anyone from the side of ROT that you would like to definitely commend for how they played in the series?
I mean, the jungler definitely came up a big time on that Lilia, just trying to gank top and bot again and again, getting his team ahead and getting the Kaisa so fed. There was definitely let down by the mid laner, and I felt that maybe things could have been different for them. We could have been looking at a game 4, but all of that is in hindsight now, so we can't. They also, Reign of Terror can't just sit and talk about this game again and again. It has happened, whatever. It may be just a one-time thing. Just move on. Don't dwell on this one defeat, because they end up getting the second place and they end up getting the 20,000 rupees cash prize as well. And as we all know, this is not the end of the tournaments. We just have so many more tournaments lined up for you guys. So Reign of Terror would be looking to stay together, stay cohesive, practice more, and come out as maybe the third or the second best team, and give Temple of Kings a run for their money in the next tournament.
Yep, there you have it. And we do have a small surprise coming your way, guys. In case you're still tuned in, we will be doing an interview with one of the winning players of Temple of Kings very, very soon. We're just gonna get connected to him. It's gonna be a couple more minutes before we get to that, but we will hear it. If you have any questions that you want to ask the winners of Temple of Kings, feel free to put it on the chat, and we will also ask them for you as part of our interview as well. But this is just great to see. I think I have to ask you guys, Kaka and Fireball, this is for you. You guys have done a fantastic job in just building the narrative and casting of this tournament. I'm going to ask you guys individually, what was your experience like after so long seeing an official League of Legends tournament happening? Kaka, starting with you first. Your entire experience in coming back to the scene, seeing these players play, casting, how does it all make you feel?
I mean, it makes me feel like I want to join that game and play those finals, and that is something I miss terribly. But casting with Fireball has been fun. Mad props to TEC for the amazing production that we have right now. And finally, Riot is in India to support League of Legends as well. So yeah, the only regret would be I wish this was happening 5 years ago, but I'm here to support it again. And yeah, I am just very delighted that this is happening.
I mean,
Fireball?
yeah, because I remember when League of Legends was in infancy in this region, we would be having what is known as the freak basements competitions, and we will be on these scuffed up setups trying to stream the games. I remember casting games back in the day as well, but it just brings me so much joy to see how far ahead we have come as a region, and just the quality of tournaments is so much better, and the production quality, again thanking the Esports club to put in so much effort bringing League of Legends at such a high quality to this region. And I'm pretty sure just looking at the streams and watching these players play and looking at the graphics, all of the other players who were thinking whether they should take part or not, they would be pushed towards taking part in these tournaments as well. And it's just so insane that the quality has improved by so much, and I'm just so glad to be a part of this once again. And I'm just lots of words, because I would be playing this game as well if I wanted to, but again, taking part as a caster, still really happy.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, Fireball, Kaka. Like, if you guys want to, there's always opportunities, because you guys are also honestly, at this point, how well you guys are playing, and you guys are playing in the past as well. Maybe it's an opportunity you guys can come back. You never know. But we'll call for a quick break, guys. After the break, on the other side of the break, we will have an interview set up with the Temple of Kings roster. So stay tuned. We're not going anywhere. We still have one last interview before we close the stream. So we'll see you guys on the other side.
Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Got you this time, you get it. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost, but now I'm found. Used to be the in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight.
Back on all the years we spent, the trouble with you has always been, you live behind a mask, you act like you're intact. If only I could take a hint, that it's never the both of us, that is true when you're lonely out. Too proud to take fault, too stubborn to see wrongs. The nightmare lives on. Oh, why are you acting like you're so brave, when I'm the one who's always having to wait for apologies that you never can say? Or you're the one thing that's never changed. And I've waited, my God, I've waited for you. I've tried to talk it out, I've tried to help you through your demons. Even now I sit here supporting you, being patient, and maybe one day there'll be a breakthrough. But do I believe it? Yeah, right. 3 days go by before you call. When you're home, you always made it off. You don't wanna be present, you don't wanna make change. Excuses that you are not that strong. You dug a hole for the both of us, one we'll never recover from. But still you stand up tall. They look at you in awe and left here for the fall. Yeah. Oh, why are you acting like you're so brave, when I'm the one who's always having to wait for apologies that you never can say? Or you're the one thing that's never changed. Oh, I regret ever fighting for love. Who should've noticed till you were all alone? Had a heart of stone that I never could break. Or you're the one thing that's never changed. Gold on my name, I've been watching all the game, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. Put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name. I've been watching all the game, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. Put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name. How you feel? Trying to keep it real, climbing up the hill, trying to get a deal, trying to get a meal. Hungry on the beat, hungry so I eat, and I don't know the feet. I only know the heat, I only know the grind, I only know the sweet. Yo, I miss sweat, I only know the best. That's up on my chest, I only know the reps, I only know what's next. Nothing more, nothing less. Gold on my name, I've been watching all the game, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. Put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name. I've been watching all the game, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. Put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name, put some gold on my name. same. Want our name in the lights turn to flame, and the flame turn to ash, but the goal will remain. Yeah, goal on my name. I've been watching me the game, and I'm trying to make moves.
So
Hello guys,
well,
and welcome back. Oh, sorry, Kaka, go ahead.
it looks like we have one of the winners from the side of Temple of Kings ready and waiting for an interview. So Bishi and Fireball, guys, take it away.
And hi Angel, this is Fireball and Vishi. So first of all, congratulations on yet another victory coming on for Temple of Kings. I mean, I have to just say, aren't you tired of winning?
Hi guys, thanks a lot. And no, I guess winning, winning never gets tiring.
Well, I have to ask you, you guys had a very interesting finals. I mean, it was a 3-0 storm. But what do you think of the bot lane in particular? Games 2 and 3, Angel, you came in, and then you had Kratos, who's been a fantastic support. And, it was a lot of skirmishing happening where everyone was trying to make plays. Just your thoughts on how the bot lane went for you overall, and how was it like playing against Potato and Black Thief?
Yeah, I think Potato and Black Thief's playstyle was quite aggressive. That is, it depends heavily on Black Thief's picks. And Black Thief's Blitzcrank was also quite on point. He knows how to exert pressure. He knows when to walk up. Just hold the hook, not even throw it, but like threaten with it. So we definitely had to play respectful. But our strategy was simple, that we'll also pick Nautilus, Rel, brawling type champions, and we'll just duel it out 2 versus 2, and hopefully have like the stronger 2v.
So coming into this tournament, as you say, this is a new support that you guys have picked up. So how did it go playing with the new support, like the synergies compared to the previous times, and just how are you feeling about the new bot lane?
Yeah, I think Kratos and I are still like getting to know each other's playstyle, but we've actually played together and against quite a lot on the ladder, so we have a bit of an idea. But Kratos is really good on engaged supports, and I think it's just really good playing with him, and obviously it'll get better.
So how do you feel about the fact that TEC is organizing a League of Legends tournament? Riot India is finally putting efforts, and you have represented India at the Asian Games as well. So the overall experience, what is it like to finally see that we are getting some events and activity going for the South Asia League of Legends scene?
I think it's a really good thing, especially given the fact that esports is picking up. We got the recent hearing also by the Olympics committee that esports there'll be an Olympic esports game. And slowly, I think it's really good that Riot India is also increasing their presence over here. Because I do strongly believe that we Indians, despite all the hurdles faced with us, we still end up playing on Europe, we play on Singapore. I'm sure if there was a dedicated Indian server with a lot of support, and just for all of South Asia, the player base in the market here would definitely improve. So it's a really good sign, and I look forward to more events like this happening in the future.
So we're not going to hold you up for much longer, Angel Lotus. So congratulations once again in winning yet another tournament, and I'm sure that we'll be looking for Temple of Kings to come back even stronger and better in the next ones. GG's.
Thank you guys.
So that was Angel Lotus, the ADC from the side of Temple of Kings, joining us. Obviously very happy on winning the 30,000 cash prize and being crowned champions of the July Open organized by the Esports Club, powered by Zotac Gaming. And Temple of Kings 3-0 against Reign of Terror in our first tournament.
Kaka, closing thoughts before we go and wrap up the stream?
Yeah, I think it's going to take a lot more than just dedication to beat this team, because they are very hungry to win more tournaments. I mean, looking at the interview, he's absolutely right. Winning does not get tiring, but it does require a lot of effort and dedication and just believing in your skills. So again, beautiful tournament coming out by Temple of Kings, still undefeated. And in the finals, not making it look close. So they are your champions, and it seems like they are here to stay.
There you go. But before we close the stream, guys, we have a very, very exciting announcement that we want to share with you. Because like Kaka and Fireball said, this is just us getting started with the League of Legends scene right here. Upcoming is going to be our next tournament that we will be starting, which will be the League of Legends Community Esports Club Community Cup August Open, and the big bumper is the prize pool for that tournament is going to
Look
be
at that.
1 lakh rupees. Fireball,
Wow.
what do you think of that?
So I mean that just will make so many more players who were reluctant to take part in this tournament to just come back, start grinding League of Legends. So you see massive 6-figure prize pools like this, and you suddenly have all of these players grinding on the ladder again, getting their game up and forming these exciting teams. This is how we bring our players back into the scene. So we will have the August Open next one. Registrations will be up starting 1st August. So guys, make sure you follow us on Discord and join the Discord link in the description box to see how you can go about joining this tournament and get registered for that. So make sure you guys take part in various capacities for this tournament, and let's make the next one even more special.
Yep, so there you have it, guys. The prize pool has been doubled. It's gonna get bigger, badder, and better from here. So make sure you guys start playing League of Legends and make sure you're part of the community by joining the Discord server, which Fireball said, right?
Yeah.
And Kaka,
this has to be the ultimate motivator for all the players out there. The prize pool just got doubled, which is so amazing. So the monetary value it provides now, I think you can and you should practice more and try to take out Temple of Kings.
Yeah, I mean, I
Again,
feel like
this
I
is
want to go
the-
back to the scene now.
Yeah. This is the
Yeah.
Esports Community Cup signing off from the July Open, and all of this was made possible by Zotac Gaming, so big shout out to them right there. And again, we have just made the announcement for the August Open, so make sure you guys follow us on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. That is League of Legends in SA, to take part in the following tournaments and be up to date with all of the news of what's happening in the community, take part in the giveaways as well. And this is gonna be it from the July Open, and from myself, Fireball, Kaka, and I thank Bishi for joining us in the grand finals as well and making sure that we all had a great time. Thank you guys.
Serious.
Thank you, guys.
Whispers, listen close. I know you've never strayed from the fold, but that's how freedom begins. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Burn your bridges, make your choice. Fight your demons, raise your voice. They're only silent if we're making noise. So let the battle begin. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution.
They wanna count me out. Next time pick a higher number. Next time you should run for cover. Next time let the giants slumber. They wanna keep me down. No amount of your words get humble. That spirit that refused to crumble. Got the roar line, reduce the mumbles. 2 a.m. on first. Imitate vultures how they lurk. 10 toes with it, I'm out of eye with you, boy. Challenge the best with your worst. This my turf. Way I move is inertia. Can't be stopped, it's unheard of. From the dirt, sweat got my feet muddy. Spin my wins, they might search you. On my word, path took plenty turns. And broke my confidence in cursive. When submerged, I found resolving my purpose and tell you about it back on surface. I survived. I survived. Ever been lost in the woods, praying that it don't get dark? Ooh. Ever been in a situation couldn't win, but you still had heart? Yeah, if you anything like me, evolve from chum to shark, the hunger starts to grow apart. You didn't know you had. It's like that. Flip the switch, turn it up, and I'm giving it gas. I lock it in all free. Adrenaline double my percent. Made a home in the unknown. I swear I never fear again. I got ice in my blood, big enough to down this shit. I don't care how bad it get. I got 10 toes down. Don't forget, I survived. I survived. When you on the brink and you in too deep, when you feeling weak, when it's hard to breathe, you gon' take a knee? Never. You gon' keep it G forever. Stand up and face whatever. I'm built unique, I'm better than the hard times I seen. Crime scene, obscene, face the ugly, cover up like Maybelline. Had uncertainty and urgency, cut from me like surgery. Formed again more sturdily, personally. I don't see nobody stopping me. I don't see nobody topping me. I don't see nobody honestly. I run you over if that's what it's gotta be. And it's gotta be what I look like, having fear still haunt me. What I look like, having regret haunt me. Pay that price, I don't care what it cost me. All my life been me against the army. I'ma push the red button on them like Atari. I'm big dog with a human like a Maltese. See more fall off than 03 tall tees. Not sorry for the way I am. Learn to ball them up with no one holding your hand. Never back down, never hide in the sand. If you ain't hear the message, let me say it again. Yo, let me say it again. I survived. I survived. I survived. I survived. I survived.
your secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment. No, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight, I'll make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight, got you this time, got you this time. You can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Got you this time, you can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight.
As I look back on all the years we spent, the trouble with you has always been you live behind a mask, you act like you're intact. If only I could take a hint that it's never the both of us, that it's true when you're lonely out. Too proud to take fault, too stubborn to see wrongs. The nightmare lives on. Yeah. Oh, why are you acting like you're so brave when I'm the one who's always having to wait for apologies that you never can say? Or you're the one thing that's never changed. And I've waited, my God, I've waited for you. I've tried to talk it out. I've tried to help you through your demons. Even now, I sit here supporting you, being patient, and maybe one day there'll be a breakthrough. But do I believe it? Yeah, right.
Pick up. Come on.
Eyes on the battle, not your screen, Commander.
I was thinking we could use some backup. Yes! Now, Ryder!
Steal your pride, Wolf. The fish girl is winning.
Woo!
He's mine.
Not bad, little leader.
You could stop me! Such arrogance!
I'm guessing you have a plan, Commander.
We win.
Was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment. No, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time.